And now, the starting lineup of your favorite show. At producer, 5'11" from Blanchester, the Cow Killer, Casey McCollister. And comic engineer, standing at 4'8", the pride of the West Side, Elliot Rearing. And your host, weighing 150 pounds, soaking wet, from Hamilton, Ohio, Ace Fowler.
Whoop, whoop. Hello and welcome into Off the Bench, presented by United Dairy Farmers. We have a fun show for you today. We go live every day on YouTube, 10A to 12P. We are live in Dayton from 1P to 3P. To 3P, is that it?
That's it.
That's that it? Well, that's what we do. That's what we do every single day. Although, you know what I just realized? We will not be live in Dayton today. The old Redlegs play.
Oh my God.
The old Redlegs play today. So here's what we're going to do. The segments, throw them out. Throw them out.
I completely forgot about this.
Yep. So we are just rocking the show as is. It's going to be an old time.
But what if how are we
bench.
going to keep track of rock paper scissors?
If you guys want to play rock paper scissors, we just won't have those segments, and I think that's a blowout at this point.
What?
I think that's a blowout.
That's
You're
not.
a
He
little
can
serious.
come back. He can come back.
How many games is this series, Elliot?
Best of 2000.
Best of 2000. Fair enough. All right, we got Casey McCollister, Elliot Rearing, Jimmy Collins, Jacob Tissett in the room, per usual. I'm going to go ahead and start the show. Give us a like. Give us a like on the stream, and we're going to have some fun today. We're going to talk about the Reds game. We're going to talk about MLB buy or sell. The SCOTTIE SCHEFFLER video comes out at around 11:30. Around 11:30, so we're hoping for that. We're going to just talk about other things that happen in the world wide of sports. But we have also some big news.
Oh.
Directly after the show, Casey's been working on this hard all morning. We're going to drop a little man on the street video, Elliot.
That's right. So again, I kind of teased it last night. One of the clips. Casey and I and Jeremiah, we went down to Great American Ballpark, and I decided to interview a bunch of strangers and ask them, should the Reds fire David Bell? I asked them a couple other questions, but the big one being, should David Bell be fired? I don't think he should be, but I wanted to get a taste, a feel of what the Reds country, the fandom, is thinking. So I went down to the ballpark. My guess, by the way, is that eventually I will be stopped from doing this. I think some GABP official will stop me. Now, before we get into all the show, I did want to make a quick note. Shout out to Reed makes fun of me because I think I have power over people.
You do.
Or I have influence over the Reds.
You absolutely time out.
Yeah.
I don't think you have influence over the Reds. And
Yeah.
you don't think you. We know this. We know this to be true. So shout out to what exactly?
So Tyler Stevenson last night, his walk-up music, I don't know if you saw this story, his walk-up music was Afternoon Delight. It was the Anchorman scene, Afternoon Delight. You know, you're familiar
I'm
with the
gonna
song.
find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some afternoon delight. My motto's always been when it's right, getting some
In a cold, dark night, sky rockets in flight. Woo! Afternoon Delight. Anyway, I said I was going to sing that if the Reds win another series. That was several days ago, and I've reiterated it on Twitter multiple times. So, what if Tyler Stevenson saw that, and he decided, you know what, that's a funny bit. I'm going to steal it. And that's what he did. He stole my bit.
Tyler Stevenson, the thief.
Tyler Stevenson. That's what
you're
they
such a
should
big
call
Luke
him.
Maley fan.
Huh?
That's why you're such a big Luke Maley fan.
Yeah, I do ask in this video, people, should the Reds part ways with Luke Maley? And this is not personal. I love Luke Maley. I'd die in a fire for Luke Maley. If he called me right now and said, Elliot, please take a bullet for me, I'd do it. But fact of the matter is, I can only deal with so many 150 hitters on our team. And right now we've got about 6 of them. So I did ask the people of Cincinnati, should the Reds part ways with Luke Maley?
Speaking of taking a bullet for people,
Yeah.
shout out to the city of Hamilton. We had our first concert last night.
Oh!
River's Edge concert series. Nobody shot from a stray bullet. So that's good. That's positive.
You know what?
Clap it up. Clap it up. You know what else I did here in the lovely city of Sculpture, Hamilton, Ohio? One of our frequent viewers of the show, Jolly Jolly, he opened up his new bar on Main Street, the
Really?
513 bar. Very cool. No free ads, but go check that place out. We'll give a free ad to
I want to go.
Jolly
I want to
Jolly.
go see it.
It's
I wanna
really,
go-
really neat.
I want to see. Is Jolly Jolly in the city still?
I saw him yesterday. I said hello. He said he was going to stop by the studio.
I hope he stops by during the show because Jolly Jolly is a man of professionalism, and that's a real true broadcaster if there ever was one. But yeah, that's all I've got. I was trying to think last night. By the way, we give out shout outs a lot on the show. I do at least, and I want to shout out Rob Manfred real quick.
What did Rob do? What did Bobby do?
When he orchestrated the pitch clock, it saved baseball. Could you imagine sitting through last night's game, 3 hours 30, just knowing the result? At one point, I was going to text Jacob and say that the Reds, I think it was tied at that point, or maybe they were down a couple, and the Reds only had 2 hits at the time. Both were Jamier Candelario, and we said yesterday it can't be one guy. It can't. Well, Jacob said it could be. It could be one guy with 3 hits. I said no, it could not. It could not. But either way, shout out to Rob Manfred because that game was like 2 hours 5 minutes.
You didn't like that rule change at first.
I didn't at first. Now I love it. When the
Right.
team's so bad, I can't even watch them.
You know what the best thing when that rule was implemented
Yeah.
was these baseball fans took this really high ground and they were like, listen, if you don't like how long the game is,
Yeah.
you just don't like the game. And it's like, no, I mean, I like Justice League. I don't need to see the 3 hour and 45-minute cut from Zack Snyder. I could watch the shorter cut. It's still okay.
I think the Snyder cut was
I
definitely
know,
better. It was
know.
definitely better though. My whole thing was, and it was similar to that, but it was at the same time. Like if you went to the NFL and said quarters are now 8 minutes, it's like you're ruining it. So it's not exactly what the MLB did. I get it. They just cut out the extra fat. It's like if the NFL cut out extra commercial breaks. Essentially.
See, here's the thing about the NFL.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with longer quarters.
So would I.
Give me some
Give me
more
more football.
Give me some more football. I don't
More
think
games.
baseball. I don't think baseball works like that.
Yeah. No. Not quite. Not quite.
Baseball is the only sport where we're actively trying to get it down from 162. We're actively trying to get it. We love this sport so much. We love you so much. We want less of it.
Gotta play less games.
We got to do less. We got to do less.
Absolutely. By the way, shout out to FC Cincinnati as well. We were told that they have big news in the chat. Casey, do we have any big news on FC Cincinnati?
I'm working on your video. I don't have time to look at the FC news.
He doesn't have time for FC Cincinnati. By the way, I did try to find FC Cincinnati news. I could not find any. I don't know if there was any, but I did not find it. So anybody who said that in the chat, probably wrong.
We are.
Well, they're in second place, so
Nice.
Oh, they're behind Messi.
Does
They're behind
Detroit
Messi.
have a soccer club?
yeah, DCFC. They're in the league below the MLS.
They are DCFC.
Wait, they're not in the MLS?
They're in the league below the MLS.
Yeah, they were.
Look at us, just one up over Detroit.
Yeah.
Love that.
We were better in the 1800s with our pork industry than you guys started making cars, and now we're just on top with our soccer teams.
Well, I root for
Shout-
FC Cincinnati.
That makes one
I've
of
been to
us.
a game once.
There you go. There you go.
Well,
You've been to a game? You've been
I've
to
been
TQL?
to one FC game. Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
Yeah,
Did you
it was
have
fun.
Did you sit with Bailey?
I did. Yeah.
Did you sing the songs?
No, I didn't know the songs.
I want to do. Is there like a website where I can learn the songs?
That's a good question. I've never looked at it.
Because if I go, I want to sing.
You should.
gotta know.
You should
Listen, I don't-
become an Ultra fan, and then you can go
Do
down.
I got to
and
get a
lead-
scarf? I don't think I'd look good with a scarf.
and lead the Bailey. You could lead it.
I would love to sing. Listen, I don't go to church to hymn the hymns. I go to sing. I don't go to a karaoke bar to hear you guys sing. It's just my time to shine, big dog.
You
So
sign up like-
speaking of time to shine, Elliot Rearing, headline.
Oh!
Woo! Whoop whoop!
Whoop whoop! The Reds. They lost 7-3. Final score last night. Nick Martinez. He went 4 2/3 innings, giving up 5 earned on 8 hits. He also walked a batter. His ERA jumps to 4.81. Again, Nick Martinez, not a starting pitcher. But when you force him to start games, you're probably going to get something like this. Nick Martinez started out the game pretty hot, other than obviously a Luis Arias opening batter home run. But saying that, the first 3 innings, I would say he was pretty damn good. Other than that, Brett Suter gives up 4 hits and an earned run in an inning of work. Carson Spires, he played in garbage time, 3 1/3. He gave up 2 hits, so shout out to him. When the game didn't matter, he pitched his best. Michael King of the Padres, he went 6 2/3, giving up 4 hits and 3 earned while striking out 6. Shout out to Tyler Stevenson for knocking him out of the game. As I mentioned, Arias did hit that solo shot in the very first inning, in the very first at-bat. He went 4 for 5. 4 for 5 last night with 2 RBIs, and he has had 7 straight multi-hit games. 7 straight multi-hit games for Luis Arias. The return of Nick Martini, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. He boosts his average to 169. First pitch today at 1:10. It's Frankie Montas versus Matt Waldron of the Padres. Waldron has a 5 ERA. Frankie has a 4.3 ERA. Should be a decent game. Around the league, the Cardinals, they beat the Orioles 3-1 for their first series sweep of the season. How about that for St. Louis? The Twins, they beat the Nationals again, winning 3-2 and winning the series. The Guardians, they finish off their sweep of the Mets, winning 6-3. They have won 6 in a row. The Angels, 2-1 over the Astros. The Royals dismantled the hapless Tigers, 8-3. Yep. That was fun watching Jimmy watch that game on our desk yesterday.
What an incredible use of adjectives to just tear down our show member.
You didn't like that?
I mean, he's just been rattling off scores, and he's like, the hapless Tigers get destroyed, dismantled, whatever he said.
It's all right. Brighter days are ahead.
We were watching.
Maybe.
He was watching that game last night or yesterday. I keep saying last night.
It's always sunny in Detroit.
He was watching that game yesterday, and Reed looks at him. He's like, "What's the score?" He's like, 8-2. And Reed's like, "Why are you still watching?"
We scored another run after that.
No, that's true.
I saw something
They almost lost by 4. Okay, the Cardinals, not the Cardinals, the Giants. Sorry. They scored 9 on the Pirates. They won by 4 runs. That 4-run lead took place in the top of the 10th inning. 3 RBI singles give the Giants a 9-5 win. Phillies, they crushed the Rangers 11-4. They are now 36-14. 36-14. It's the best start to a season they've had in their franchise's history. Red Sox, they went 8-5. Yankees beat the Mariners 7-3. Blue Jays, they eviscerated the White Sox 9-2. And the Braves destroyed the Cubs, winning 9-2. Duvall, Olsen, and Ozuna all hit homers. Any thoughts?
Justin Steele doesn't look very sharp. Doesn't look very sharp since coming back from injury. It was a tough day for this room. The Tigers lost by a lot. The Cubs lost by a lot, and the Redlegs
Who lost by the most?
By a lot.
Who did lose by them? Who did lose?
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think your team lost by the most.
What is your team's
Small
record?
victory. Small
My
victories.
team's record is
Are you
irrelevant.
above 500?
Today at a time.
Are you above 500?
We were the last undefeated team.
Actually,
we
you
were-
know what?
yeah, we were-
Speaking of
We were undefeated too.
yesterday's results in the world of baseball, we have to update the win streak counter. We started this yesterday. It's the road to 12. Let's check it out.
Da-da-da-da.
And the streak is sitting at 1L.
12 games away.
1L. Only 2 weeks of baseball away from a 12-game win streak. Let's rock and roll.
Oh, that bit is good. The Rockies, they won 4-3 over the Athletics. The Diamondbacks, they shut out the Dodgers and won 6-0 yesterday. They win the series in L.A. Shout out to the Diamondbacks. And finally, in baseball news, the Cable Dodgers. They beat the Meridians
That's right.
6-2. Reed Mouse was 1 for 3 with a run scored and 1 successful hidden ball trick.
That's right.
Now, if I were an opponent and I saw some guy out there hiding the ball in his shirt, whatever you were doing, trying to sneak guys getting out, I think what I would do is I would put the game under protest. Because I think that is such a try-hard move in a friendly, confined game. Like how competitive would you say this league is on a scale of 1 to 10?
It depends on the team. It really does. So like the top of the league, pretty competitive.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking everyone playing out there played college ball. The bottom of the league, they can't catch pop-ups. It's pretty tough. Like we're throwing 55 in there. But here's the thing. So this is the second time I've done the hidden ball trick. The first time they called me Bush League, to which I answered, I'm in the Bush League. We're playing in the Bush League. I did it last night, and the guy literally looked at me and just said, F you, 20, and just walked off the field. And I was like, I'm going to get shot. I'm gonna get shot if I keep doing this. So
Yeah.
I'll keep that one.
If you get hidden ball tricked, you have every right to fight the guy that hidden ball tricked you. I
Correct.
think that's everything's on the table.
The funniest thing is it was a one-run game late in the game, and he hits a leadoff triple. So it was important to get the guy out, but that guy was riding high. I think they're tying up the game, and oh man,
That's emasculating.
I couldn't deal with it. But shout out to Reed, 1 for 3. NBA news. The Mavericks, they win 108-105 over the Timberwolves in Minnesota in Game 1. Obviously, the Luka and Kyrie, they combined for 63 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 assists. Shout out to Luka and Kyrie. They shot a combined 24 for 49 from the field. Anthony Edwards struggled. He scored 19 on 6 of 16 shooting. Jaden McDaniels dropped 24 to lead the way for the T-Wolves. And Karl Anthony Towns, he was 6 for 20 from the field. Not the night the Timberwolves wanted. Tonight, the Pacers and the Celtics, they square off for Game 2, 8 p.m. tip-off. What do we got over there? Who's your prediction?
Celtics by a lot.
I'm going to rock with the Pacers. I think the Celtics don't win Game 2. Maybe they sneak one here.
That's
Ooh.
true.
they also do not play well at home, right?
In Game 2.
Yeah,
In Game 2.
I was gonna say. I was like, they normally struggle.
They're
with
0-2 in Game 2 at home in these playoffs.
Not good.
In
Not
these
good.
playoffs?
In these playoffs, Pacers turned the ball over 22 times, lost in overtime. So
Ooh,
Could be
okay.
I hope the Pacers win.
You hope the Pacers win.
Yeah.
NHL news: the Panthers, they shut out Jacobs Rangers 3-0.
Fraudgers.
And get what?
The Fraudgers.
Yeah, the Fraudgers. They shut them out 3-0 in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Any thoughts on that, Jacob?
the Rangers, last time they lost Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals was 1984, the last time they won the Stanley Cup. So I would have been upset if we won the game.
Sure.
A lot of comparisons to '94.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, OJ back in the news this year?
WNBA news. I've got Knicks fever. But it's just the Indiana fever, and they stink. They lose again. They're 0-5 on this young season. They lose 85-83 last night. Caitlin Clark did lead the way with 21 points on 6 of 16 shooting. Shout out to Caitlin Clark. Maybe they'll win a game.
Any turnovers?
3. Only 3.
Ooh,
She's
she's
got-
cutting those numbers down.
I think she's got like
Up and to the
50 in
right.
5 games. But
Are you going to get a Caitlin Clark jersey?
I don't think you can.
I think you should.
it's sold out, right?
They're sold out.
I think it's all
Well, you
sold
can
out.
make one.
You can get one from DH
Yeah.
game, I'm sure.
Should I do a custom Caitlin Clark jersey, but not with the
Rear-
fever? I'd get a different team.
No, you should get a Fever custom Elliott Rearing jersey.
Yes.
The first one ever to do that. That would be such an accomplishment.
You're on the Fever website. You're like, can I make a customizable jersey? They're like, what? What are you trying to do?
NFL news. Dak on the possibility of his new contract and the negotiations. Quote, I don't play for money.
Okay.
Heard that before from
Do we buy that one?
quarterbacks.
We buying that one? Probably not.
Sell.
So.
Eagles officially placed wide receiver Devontae Parker on the reserve/retired list. So maybe the last we see of Devontae Parker. That he was good for a little bit.
Legend.
Time out. There's a list called the retired list.
Yes.
Retired. Yeah, you go on there as soon as you file the paperwork.
Oh, okay. I just it was like they might this. Can you be shoved?
There's
there?
a window you can come back on from it.
I was gonna say if you're just tired of it, like last year with Nick Scott, we're like, hey, we're gonna put you on the retired list. We think you should hang him up, big
Hang him
dog.
up.
That's
Hang
what
him
the
up,
Reds.
big
I think
dog.
that's what the Reds did to Votto.
Isn't
They
Trey
put him on the retired
Wasn't
list.
Trey Hendrickson
Why
on it
didn't
too?
we pick up that option?
Well, because it's $25 million. He hasn't played a game yet this season, and I think there's a reason.
Womp womp.
190 would be like the Reds' third best hitters.
To be fair, and that's where it all comes. Like, if there was ever a year to bring Joey Votto back, it's this season. This is the worst team I've ever seen. But continuing on here, Ravens head coach John Harbaugh said Keaton Mitchell is on schedule in his recovery from the torn ACL suffered in Week 15, but he will not be back for training camp, and he is not expected back until sometime during the season. It's not around the corner.
Not great.
Not great.
Keaton Mitchell's a big part of that offense with Derrick Henry. You're not going to be able to give Derrick Henry that many carries as he gets up in age. That's a good 1-2 punch if he can get healthy.
That's right.
Not scared, and you shouldn't be either.
I'm not scared. I'm just telling
We
you.
stop the run.
I'm just telling you the news.
Have you not been to Paycor Stadium when they do "Stop the Rock"? Can't stop the rock.
Yeah, that's exactly what it would
boy.
be. That's exactly what it would be. Whenever we talk about the Reds here,
All right.
I think I want to declare something.
Are we officially entering into Reds conversation?
Well, it's if you want to, unless you have anything else.
So hang on.
Because if you have something else, I won't enter it yet.
This is it. We are officially in Reds conversation.
Look at that.
Wow.
Yep. Reds lose 7-3.
I'd like to declare something.
Declare.
Coming into this year, I had more hope and optimism about this Reds team than I've had about pretty much any team in my lifetime. I know we can point out and say the 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013 teams, 2014 obviously. We can say, yeah, those teams were great. They were really good. They were competitive. They were playoff teams. A lot of good talent. But at the same time, I was, 14 years old, 13 years old? I don't remember a ton of it. I really don't. I was too young to fully take in what it meant to be in the playoffs, to be a bona fide good team. I came into this year. I had a different opinion. I said, you know what? This team can win 90 games, maybe. I can't do this while you eat yogurt next to me. I cannot do it. I cannot do it while you look at me and you eat your yogurt. You're gonna have to put the yogurt away.
He's pouring out his heart here, and you're just eating some dairy.
I mean, that's the only way I can get through this is eating some dairy, man. I mean,
I had more hope and optimism about this Reds team than I've ever had in my life. Coming into the season, we were talking about the depth. We were talking about every position's pretty much loaded, stacked, of what we think they could be. You have Noelvi Marte ended the season last year on a 19-game hitting streak. You have CES, a guy that Reed politely points out every time he talks that he could have hit 40 home runs.
He's not. Could have. He's
Ellie
going to.
De La Cruz, the best shortstop in Major League Baseball. Spencer Steer, one of the more consistent left fielders that we have today in Major League Baseball. So I thought. You go around the lineup. Can Will Benson pull it together? Can he be an everyday starter? I thought, yeah. I think Will Benson, what he showed me towards the end of last season, able to draw great at-bats, get on base, hit for power, run for speed, his helmet's flying off in the wind. I was excited. That's not even mentioning Jake Fraley, TJ Friedel, Tyler Stevenson, Jonathan India. That wasn't mentioning Hunter Green, Nick Lodolo, Frankie Montas. I try to say Montas really fast because I still don't know how to pronounce it. But I was coming into this season with more hope and optimism than I've ever had. And what's happened to me thus far has been nothing but pain and misery. I sit through these games, and I just pray they end quickly. That's all I can hope for now. I don't hope for wins. I just hope the game ends before the 2-hour mark. That's the big win for me. If I can get that, that's when I'm at my best. The season, the 2024 season on May 23rd is over.
It's over.
It?
You're declaring it?
I'm declaring it over.
What can it be resuscitated by a certain win streak of a dozen games?
Yeah, if they win today, it's back on.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
That is the beauty of being a Reds fan.
If they win today, it's back on.
Every loss, the season is over.
Yeah,
Every
it
time
just-
they win, I get just as excited as beginning of the season.
But it is crazy to think about, like, what can they do different? There's nothing they can do different. There's literally I'm looking at the roster. You can't do anything different with it. You just have to sit back and watch the misery. And every night's miserable, and every night they don't hit. Usually our pitching's really good. Nick Martinez, again, tried his best last night. He's not a starting pitcher. I don't know what the Reds front office expects when you force relievers into the starting pitching role. It's not going to go they're not going to throw 6 innings of shutout baseball. It's not going to happen. So I don't know what the Reds' plan is going forward. I guess you sit through this season and you hope they win 75 games. Because I'm looking at it right now. How do they win 75 games? Last night, Joe Musgrove entered play with a 6 ERA. Or excuse me, on whatever night that was. They had 2 hits on him, 3 hits. Yesterday, again, I'm sitting through this season. It's like I don't see a way out of it. David Bell, can he throw in more chairs? I don't know what the recipe for success is, but I'm trying to find it. Spencer Steer yesterday in a quote, obviously another hitless night out of him. It's definitely been tough mentally. It's probably the most I've ever struggled, at least the longest. I've learned a lot about myself and how to go about your business when stuff is just not going your way. I'm pretty proud of how I've handled it.
If you could pick one player to jumpstart back to expectations. Not even saying exceeding expectations. So they're not there. You can pick one player that's under expectations, and you can say, hey, what we thought of them, they'll be exactly this player. If you could pick one player in the lineup, who would you pick? Will Benson, India, Spencer Steer playing back to where he was at the beginning of the year? And I know one player doesn't help it get there, but if you could pick one player to just turn it around instantly, who would it be?
I guess my answer is Spencer Steer because he plays every day. If Will Benson played every day, I'd say Will Benson because I think Will Benson offers more defensively. He offers more on the base path. So yeah, I'd say Will Benson if he was good enough to play every day, but he's not good enough to play every day. So yeah, Spencer Steer is who I'd want back. At the beginning of the season, Spencer Steer.
If you're letting me take anybody, I'd take TJ Friedel. What he did last year defensively in center field and how he hit in the leadoff spot, not having to lead off Hurtubise and Will Benson, I think TJ Friedel being back and healthy and playing at that level would be the biggest boost for this Reds team.
Even more so than a McLean? If McLean was healthy?
That's a fair point. Matt McLean, the boost he gives defensively on the infield would be insane over Jonathan India. A little less over Santiago Espinal, but still his bat over those two is much better. So McLean probably is the right answer.
It does stink because you called the Tigers hapless earlier. The Reds are hopeless right now. There is no light at the end of the tunnel, as you alluded to. It's not like last year where they're struggling and be like, yeah, we got all these young guys that can pop right on up and make this team instantly better, perceived to at least that way, and that turned out to be true. There's no cavalry.
No.
There's no one tooting the trumpets over the hills and coming on horseback to save this season. It just is what it is.
And you have to ride with it, and that's the worst part of it all, really. You just have to hope that all these guys, and a lot of them being AAA players, I'd argue, you have to hope they become major leaguers and they hit consistently and they produce. I'm not gonna sit here night in, night out and watch our starting pitching go 7 innings of scoreless baseball and pray one guy gets a hit. It's a brutal existence right now being a Reds fan. And that's what you have to. I see people last night calling for, Nick Krall, make a move, Krall. Let's make a move. Let's bring up somebody. Let's do something. Let's make a trade. Does that one person make a difference?
Nope.
No, it doesn't make a difference. So I don't know what we can want. I don't know what we can expect at this point. I'm just saying that expectation, that dream that I once had that this team could win maybe 90 games. I'm excited. Ellie De La Cruz. And shout out to Ellie De La Cruz because I'm going to be honest. If we didn't have Ellie De La Cruz this season, I don't know where this franchise would be. I'm going to be. If they didn't have Ellie De La Cruz, is this one of the worst teams in baseball?
I would have stopped watching a while ago.
So Ellie De La Cruz has a 2-WAR right now. He's a 2-WAR. If he straight up doesn't play, how many wins? I think we can agree that the Reds have a lot less wins because you can't fully put in everything that they do. Is Jolly sitting on the outside of the studio, just checking in.
He's got his fish. He's got his fish shirt on from when he went to the Sphere.
That's right.
He had the fish concert in the Sphere. By the way, Jacob, have you been to the Sphere yet?
I haven't. I'm going to try to go to a Dead show in July.
Oh, it is magical. I saw the Grateful Dead, what they were doing with the overhead thing. It's incredible.
Unbelievable.
It's incredible. Hopefully he comes in.
Reds win total to open the season was 82.5. And
did they have an updated line?
Oh, yeah. Everyone kind of unanimously thought that was low.
Really low.
I know I loaded up on it. Watching that sit in my FanDuel for the next 113 games is going to be really painful. So anyone want to guess what the live win total is for your Cincinnati Reds?
I would say 74.
74.5. Wow. 74.5 wins for the Cincinnati Reds.
Would you take the over on that?
No,
How can you?
You would not.
How do you literally can't?
55 more wins?
If you it's shout out to me for pinning the tail on the donkey there. But if I thought this team, if I had to guess, I would say 73 wins would be where they finish out.
Under 75s plus 100, even money.
I think getting to 70 is going to be a test with this current iteration of this roster. And again, there's really nothing anybody can do is hope that your guys don't get hurt every single game. Jake Fraley's still banged up from getting drilled in the fingers. You can only do that for so long. You can only do it for so long. And the Reds are running out of time. And at the end of the day, we're all just sitting here hoping that they win one game every night. Like one game a series. If we can win one game a series is basically the new expectation.
Hey, they could win a series today.
They could.
And the members get to watch it along with us. That's a little shout out. We are doing a members.
What I'm going to do is to will this victory is I'm going to put a bunch of money on the Padres. That's what I have to do.
It's a pick 'em.
That's what I have to do.
I was going to take the Reds, so
Jimmy's on the Reds.
I'm on the Reds.
Well, that's the kiss of
I
death.
will be on the Reds.
That's the kiss of death. But yeah, I called the Tigers a joke earlier on in this show as a little quip because the Reds are in the same boat, probably in a worse boat. Our boat's sinking.
Is
So.
the most exciting thing left for the Reds this year just how many steals Ellie's going to get?
It's-
Try to push
That's a good question.
Ellie,
I'm watching 100. That's the most exciting thing.
Well,
for
I was
me.
going to say,
yeah.
I'll take it a step further.
120?
Ellie MVP. Like, can that be as exciting as things can be? Which this
I don't
team,
think
if they
we
are
can win enough games to make that.
See, I hate that, but
But it's
It happened to Joey Votto. It happened to Joey Votto.
It is. Well, didn't Joey Votto's year the year that Stanton hit almost 60 home runs or something like that?
Yeah, and Votto led in every single.
I know, but like.
Yeah. I understand.
Let me put it this way: if Ellie has 100 steals, he will win it because if he hits like he does, you kind of got a little slogan with your candidacy, right? Like Stanton almost hit 60 home runs, right? The year that Aaron Judge beat Shohei Ohtani in the AL MVP a couple of years ago, the only reason Judge got it was because he hit 60. I mean, Shohei Ohtani had a 2.3 ERA, 200 strikeouts, and 45 home runs. How does that not win the Most Valuable Player award?
The issue with Ellie winning the National League MVP is Mookie Betts is currently plus 150. So I think everyone kind of thinks he has that locked up, I guess. Ellie's a plus 4,000 right now, tied with Freddie Freeman down the list a little bit. He's still climbing basically every day. So
if Ellie, what are we, a fourth of the season or about a little under a third of the season in?
About
50 games after today.
Okay, so a little under a third of the season. He's currently on pace for 30 home runs. He's currently on pace for about 100 stolen bases. And he's on pace for 115 runs. That's top three. He's going to
get votes.
Listen, I think if he gets 35 home runs and 100 stolen bases,
I'd agree. If he gets over 30 home runs with 100 stolen bases, he would get it. The 30, 100 obviously is.
But my issue is Mookie is a 60 and 102 team. They're not going to give him the MVP.
That's true, and Mookie's going to be the best player on a team that wins.
Team.
That's going to win 108 games. Yeah, they're certainly stacked against him. All right, so the more likely thing is can he get 100 stolen bases?
100 steals is what I'm on.
I think that could be exciting towards the end of the year.
I agree.
Is conversations. Hey, does Ellie deserve to be the MVP? I know he's on a bad team, but
what would this team be without him? What does MVP mean?
Yeah, I mean, if there was ever a most valuable player, it would be certainly Ellie De La Cruz. Here we go.
Here he is.
Here we go.
We got Jolly in the room.
We're gonna stop. We're stopping.
We're just stopping. We're checking it out. We gotta. If Jolly, you are right in the way of one camera. Luckily, it wasn't on the camera, but yeah.
You want to sit down, or
yeah, you want to sit down and no, you're just checking out the studio.
No. You sit down. You grab this stool.
Got to get that beautiful fish shirt on camera.
You gotta get
grab
a
stool.
We'll do this live. We're not on
We'll
radio
do it.
today.
We'll do it live.
I'll write it. We'll do it live. I'll write it. Where we got this microphone at?
No free ads.
That's right. This is the famous Jolly.
Estate.
This is it. This is it. Is his mic on?
Yeah, his mic is on.
Mic's on.
That's a start.
There it is. That is. I checked out your new bar yesterday.
Yes, you did. I
was-
was cleaning tables for you.
You were. That was
And I
very
said I probably
nice.
wouldn't have done it if it was you.
Well,
I
I
was
w-
doing it for. Was that your wife? Or
That was my wife's
I was doing it
family.
for-
That was
yeah.
my wife's
Okay, I was doing
family.
it for them. I was like, then you came walk up like.
I was wearing it. Said Mouse on the back, so I'm surprised you did anyway.
I never met him, so I was like, I was 70% sure it was you. I
Yeah.
was like, then like you kind of didn't recognize me. I was like, well, maybe it's not him. Then I heard you speak. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
him.
he's been watching. He's been watching before.
Yeah, exactly.
Jake, you were the one that got everyone NASCAR tickets.
That's
right.
right. That's right. We went to where was that? Arizona. We got into the wherever I don't know what NASCAR is. So there was
The
a bunch
infield?
of trailer parks everywhere.
You're in the
I don't know if that's a part of the shtick, but everybody gets there like a week early, I guess. They camp out in their trailers
Yes.
and they have a good old time. So we get there and we're like, okay, let's meet up with Jolly and let's see what we got going on. So Trace goes up to Jolly. He's like, all right, ready to go? He's like, yeah, you got your tickets? Trace is like, huh? And apparently, so what happened was Jolly had called Trace. Trace had not answered his phone on the way there. We had to go pick up our passes.
And I texted him.
And he texted him. He did all the necessary steps to tell somebody information. And Trace did not see them or listen to them. So we get all the way there, and then we have to get all the way out. Now, I don't know if you've nobody in here. Have you been to a NASCAR race?
What's Talladega last year?
Talladega. Nobody else has been to one.
I've been to a minor
Daytona?
league. I've been to a minor league.
Minor
massive
league
stock car race.
James.
Never been.
Never. You didn't look like you've been. So no, we got in there and it was crazy. The line was legitimately 10 miles long to get into the facility, and we saw we had to get out. And Trace pulls out, and they closed off a road that would have gotten us there in 3 minutes. They closed it off, I guess, for traffic to make sure everybody's in line there. And Trace goes over to the cop. He's like, "Hey, can we just go through?" And I'm telling you, it's like a 15-foot sign that says, "We will not open this. We will not open this road closed." He's like, "Hey, can we come through?" And the guy looks at Trace, and then he looks at the sign, and then does one of these and just keeps looking back and forth. He says, "No." So Trace, then we have to drive like 10 minutes out to get our passes.
Yep.
We come back. And then Jolly gives us the full VIP
Took
experience.
my rental car too.
Yeah, he did give us his rental car.
Yeah, I saw them leaving. I was like, I don't know if this was a good idea. They all 6 of them piled in there. I was like, But all right.
But it was a hell of a time.
You fly back out. You live in L.A., right?
Yep.
You
I'm
work
actually
for.
going to Charlotte now.
Okay.
Going back, we got the 600. This
Okay.
Coke 600. So
You are a producer for Fox Sports, right?
Yes.
Right.
Fox Sports, doing NASCAR now, and then little time off. You race some college football, and then
So you do
NFL.
college football and NFL?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what does a week look like? Do you have to go to a game Saturday and then immediately hop on a flight?
College football college football ends around November. Then I get on NFL.
Okay.
there,
So you just got one thing a week.
Yeah.
What does a week typically look like? How early do you get to wherever you are
I was
producing?
gonna get interviewed here.
I'm
like
curious.
it.
I'm
You have to.
interested.
It has to be now.
Well, it's a cool job. It's everybody. You love college football.
I
I'm
do.
Sure, down in Bama. But it's you get 2 new teams each week. Hoping you study all about them. Figure out, because you do different teams. NFL is a little easier because it's more structure to
Right.
like
Sure,
following
sure,
it and
sure,
all that
sure,
stuff.
sure.
College is like the games I get to do a little bit. It could be Baylor one week, then Texas Tech, and then Indiana, or sometimes Michigan. So you got to just follow, like from Monday to Wednesday, you're just reading everything about that team. 'Cause you don't want to go into the game, not knowing what the storylines are. Then
Sure.
Thursday, Friday, you're going to you call the coaches, you meet with coaches, players, and the talent will get their ideas and what they want to talk about. And then Saturday's the game, and you work all week, and that's your reward. You get to do that game once they go live. It's fun.
It's a lot of traveling, I'm sure. Does it
Yes.
ever get old? The traveling?
For college football, it doesn't. For NASCAR, it's getting a little bit of a grind right now. I got 3 more left. It's like, this is a grind.
What's it like being the only sports fan in LA?
It's
just
tough.
you.
It's tough.
Yeah, I imagine
it's
so.
tough. It's tough. It's they let you know about when you wear a Reds hat or a Dodgers game. It's a lot of small market, rips. in there.
Sure. It's funny. So I went to your bar yesterday that you just opened
Yes.
up here in Hamilton, 513 on Main Street.
Yep.
And
No free ads, but that's
sure. Well, okay, you came in.
Yeah.
We have
showed
your
up.
cup
We got
up
the
here.
cup still.
Yeah, we still
Yeah, we
got
still got the-
Jollies.
we
Yeah,
still
that's
got the
good.
Jollies. Well, that's
do
what I
love
was gonna
that.
say.
I
So
love seeing that every morning when I'm watching in LA. It's a good little.
We went from the 513 bar. We come over to the concert to watch Scotty Bratcher play, and I haven't eaten dinner, so I walk right on over to the Jollies food truck. So I was just keeping the
nice,
money.
man.
I was
You
just
had
keeping
all
the
of
money
it.
going in the
Right.
Jolivet
I
family.
like it.
Just
Good
keeping
stuff.
it rolling. But,
good stuff. Good
yeah.
stuff. What were you guys talking about here?
We were talking
I
about
rudely interrupted.
The
I'm
dying
sorry.
Reds.
You have a take on the Cincinnati Reds and how the season's going?
I usually every season I'll play Paul Simon's Slip Sliding Away when I think the season's over. I'm getting dangerously close to playing that. This might be the earliest I've played it.
Elliott declared it dead not too long ago.
It's
Just-
dead. I just declared it. It's over.
I think after I think your 5-game winning streak will be it's back alive. It's
I
back
don't
alive.
think
I
12-game
think-
winning streak.
But how are they
I'll
going
give
to
you one better? What if a 12-game winning streak
I
happens?
don't know. Yeah, I think it's still alive. I don't
There
know.
you go. There you go.
I don't know.
I don't think there's hope at this point. How are you going to get some of these guys to hit?
It
Like,
looks
it's just
a
like
little-
if we could say like a 5-game winning streak would bring us back, but they haven't won 2 games in a row since the 3rd series of the season.
Yeah, April.
So it's
Man, is that really? Oh my gosh.
so it's like we can hope and pray for. You're loving this. We can hope and pray for 5 games in a row, but it's just like they can't do it. It's literally impossible.
I would just take a series win. At this
That would
point.
be good.
It's been so long since we won a series.
When is
Got a
it?
rubber
So
match.
is that April? Did you say?
April.
Jeez.
It was the Phillies were the last back-to-back win.
And who's that? Phillies are like the best team right now.
36 and 14
So does that make the Reds the best team?
since we beat the Phillies.
We have the tiebreak over the Phillies, so if they are the best team, we're actually the best team.
That's right.
Yeah,
So if they get the 1 seed, you actually get the 0 seed.
correct.
They just put you in the World Series already.
Yeah.
Correct. That's exactly right.
Who's getting the most blame? Is it Crawl now or is it Bell?
That's always Bell.
Always Bell.
Bell's gonna get blamed no matter what. They could win a World Series, they'd still blame Bell. You could have won it 7-5 instead of 7-6, and then it just never stops with this city. But again, I can't blame people for being frustrated with a team that hasn't been good since 1995. So it's just the perils we deal with. When was the last time you've been to GABP a game?
Is that Great American?
Yeah, GABP.
I went to opening day.
Oh, you did go to opening day.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Papa Jolly's been to 52 straight opening days.
No way.
So you got to go with them every year.
I try to.
Try
but it's always a special when you get to go there. It's opening days. Obviously, that's our. It kind of goes downhill from there usually, but that's always fun.
Typically.
Yeah, but I always try to get back in the summer. I'll come back and always try to get a game. So, and a soccer game for Casey there.
Yeah.
There you go. How often do you get back to Hamilton? Do you come back frequently?
I'll probably be back a little more with the bar opening up.
Sure.
But usually about 2 or 3 times a year.
Okay.
So I got family here, and I have family in LA too, so it's a little tough, but it's always good getting
Can I
back.
ask you a couple Hamilton questions?
Yeah, for sure.
So last summer,
I don't like this.
I know.
I don't like this at all.
So last summer at a concert, a young man was just enjoying the music, enjoying the festivities, fun times with friends and family, and then out of the blue skies, and out of the blue, bang, shot with a bullet. What are your thoughts on the sky bullet that hit him?
Sky bullet. Yeah, I was like, where's
The sky bullet.
Hey man, you gotta. You say if you're raised in Hamilton, you gotta keep your head on a swivel.
That's
That's
right.
right.
You never know when
Well,
the
here's the
strays
thing.
are out.
Here's the thing. If you would have looked up, you might have had a bigger issue. Because I don't know.
Yeah. But why would you look up?
It's true. It's true.
Why would a bullet be falling from the sky?
I mean,
Final question. What are
are
your thoughts on
questions?
Lawnmower Man? Because Lawnmower Man is
haven't
he
seen
resides
him.
right around
I
here.
was looking around for him. We've
No.
had those
Do you think
characters
he's a
around.
Do you think he's a Jolivet?
He might be. He might be a long lost.
Sidewalk is getting a little long out
Right.
there.
It is. It's getting a little rainy. And,
Yeah,
So
Growing.
it's,
The concrete's growing.
Yeah.
The rain loves
I'd
it.
hire him down at the bar. He could kind of cut our concrete.
Yeah.
Grass down there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You always got some characters down there. You would attest it. There used to be a couple guys down at the courthouse that were they were staples of the courthouse.
Listen, I'm a believer in the city of Hamilton. And I think you are too.
Yes.
I always say hey,
Oh.
people. I don't like when people have a preconceived notion of Hamilton.
Yeah.
And but every once in a while, we live up to that reputation.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you walk
Yeah.
around, you're like, that's not a good look.
I mean, you're from West Side, Cincinnati.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
what's the
I mean,
difference
come
there?
on.
What's the
there.
difference?
What do you
exactly.
mean? Come on. Listen. Everybody who's ever been raised on the west side of Cincinnati, they've grown up to be leaders in every industry you can think of. Sports, athletics, whatever you think of. That's, by the way, both the same thing. Whatever you think of, west side of Cincinnati people run the world. And that's what we are.
Run the world.
They
All
run
right.
the world.
If
That's
I put
right.
you up to a lie detector test, would you say that La Rosa's pizza is actually good?
I would never say La Rosa's Pizza is good. I'm not on the La Rosa's Pizza
I like
train.
Really?
I
No.
like La Rosa's Pizza.
La Rosa's gotta
I
be
like
good.
La Rosa's
You
Pizza.
are?
I'm not. I'm
Yeah, I
not
don't
a
think
Rosa's
it's-
guy.
When
I'm
Bobby
a
C
huge
does
La Rosa's
Really?
guy. Oh,
when
yeah.
Bobby C does that stupid little promotion where every time we strike out 11 after winning or losing by 10, everybody gets a free small one-topping pizza, I throw that away. I throw it in the trash because it's not worth my time. I'm not taking it.
All right.
you.
I wouldn't have pegged that.
Man of morals.
Man of morals. Man of morals.
As a Reds and a Bengals fan in Los Angeles, do you get more crud for the Reds or the Bengals?
Oh, definitely the Bengals.
I was gonna say.
Bengals. Yeah, I went to the Super Bowl when they were
Yeah,
out there.
sure,
that was
sure.
a long walk out of that stadium. I was way at the top. You think I'd get better tickets, working for Fox?
Sure, sure.
I see all the bosses at the Super Bowl who are not Bengals fans or Rams fans.
Right.
Better seats, and I guarantee they didn't pay for them. So I'm like, but that's Bengals for sure. A lot of crap because it's good because
Right.
they're good.
Right.
We're not used to that, but we just got to get Burrow.
Gotta get Burrow
Gotta
healthy.
get Burrow protected.
Okay.
Get him, T. Higgins, get him happy. I think who knows?
Would you take a year of healthy Burrow or a weekend of consecutive Fish concerts at the Sphere?
No, without a doubt, Burrow. A year of healthy Burrow. I think we want that.
Yeah.
So,
What was the Sphere like?
it was awesome.
Yeah. When we went there, it was the coolest thing I've ever experienced.
Yeah. So you saw like the movie there?
Yeah, there's the little-
yeah. It's crazy. Like I told people, I was like, I hope everyone's favorite band will play there and do
Yeah.
like what Fish did. Just like 4 days. Like come up with something. It takes about a year probably to produce those graphics and stuff, and because everyone deserves to see their favorite band there.
Yeah.
It is a great way to see a concert now. Just a futuristic.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are probably too young. Did you ever go down to the planetarium? for,
Yeah,
like,
the
15
IMAX.
floors?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yes.
IMAX, sure.
So I think like whoever created the Sphere, I think it was Dolan or someone, but they went to those planetariums and he said, it would be really cool, a huge planetarium.
Right.
And that's what it is. Like the star is the screen. Like the graphics are cool, but the screen is just unbelievable.
That's cool.
So
That's cool.
you should do it. So
All right.
I've
Well,
taken
Jake?
up enough of your time.
No, you're-
I'm sure
thank-
the chat's going crazy.
Yeah,
What
they
the
love
hell's
it.
going-
They
what the
love
hell
it.
is
They
this
love it.
idiot
They
doing
love you.
here?
Well, we had to interview you because they're like, "Who's this guy?" And it's like, "It's Jolly Jolly. He's in the chat all the
Exactly.
time."
I wanted to see him on the way to the airport. It's like I gotta stop by and see these guys.
Right.
So
Well, we appreciate you hopping in.
I do. I
I'm
appreciate
sure-
you letting me come in.
I'll be
So,
putting some money in your pocket here in the
on
coming
down. Yeah,
summer
exactly.
months. And,
Exactly.
they had $4 Busch Lights on tap.
Oh.
That's playing to your audience of
Yeah.
Hamilton.
That's nice.
That's
Busch Light on
that
tap.
was actually I asked my cousin Jay. It's like the first few openings. So what was been the hottest? Like what do we need to get more of? He's like Busch Light, and I was like, where really?
Hamilton,
So
baby.
I was like, there's the Busch Lattes. So
That's
Busch
right.
Lattes.
It has a big
I don't
beer
think it's
tab
just
that says
Hamilton. I think
Busch.
it's everywhere. Yeah, exactly. So I went to no free ads, but Noonan's. Noonan's.
Yeah.
Big order of Busch Light. So
There you go.
keep it drinking. So.
Absolutely. Jake, well,
Hey,
thank you for
love what
coming
you
in.
guys are doing. You guys get my morning going. I do my research. Have you guys going right there? Elliot will say something, dumb. I got.
I was gonna say you're doing work and we're saying stupid stuff, so it's a juxtaposition
your
of
shorts
a
are wearing over here.
it's eye catching. There's
Casey
no doubt
trying
about
to
that.
keep it all together. He's the only one that knows what the hell's going on around
He's got
here.
That's
the
right.
sense. He's got the
Poor
sense.
guy's trying to be a Reds fan. It's like the worst year to be a Reds fan. Got a new intern now. It's
Yep.
good.
That's right.
Jacob's back.
Jacob's
Out
back.
of the band. You graduated?
I did.
Graduated now.
Yes.
Nice. All right.
He was the reason Saban retired.
I know it's kind of a good time. They
Yeah.
kind of like good a clean break.
Yeah.
Clean break. Good.
All right.
All right, fellas. Thank
Jake,
you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. That's
Appreciate
fun.
it. Absolutely. That was a blast. Jolly coming in here.
Jolly.
He didn't bring any root beer.
Tommy does right in front of that kid.
Yes,
Right,
please,
yeah,
please.
Absolutely. Here it is. Just. Yep. See you, Jolly. Casey, I told. Oh no! I broke the mic. The mic's off.
Yeah, I turned the mic off before he left, so I don't think it ruined anyone's ears.
So I went to his bar once again. I can't stress enough how cool it is, and we don't do free ads here, but Jolly's a devoted listener, so we got to pub him, and he's a great guy. He's helped us. He took you guys to the NASCAR event, and I told Elliot and Casey, I said, hey, I stopped at Jolly's bar. It was cool. I met Jake. It was all cool, and Casey said, "Can you bring in some root beer? Can you bring in some Jolly's root beer?" And I was like, "You know what?
Real deal.
It's legit.
It's legit.
boy.
It's legit. You got to go to the West Side. So the West Side Jollies is better than the East Side Jollies. That's all I'll say. That's all
Really?
I'll say. It's owned by different members of the Jolivet family. So hopefully I'm not stepping on any toes. But the West Side Jollies,
They know what they're doing.
it's true.
They know
It's
what
true.
they're doing.
That's
Any final thoughts on the Reds as we mourn their season? Jacob brought up a good question, and it was, what is there left to be excited about? And I think there's three answers. Number one is Ellie. We talked about him. The other two are both pitchers. I think Hunter Green this season, Andrew Abbott this season. I guess you can throw in Nick Lodolo if he's healthy and able to play. They did announce yesterday at some Reds news that he should be back on Monday. Nick Lodolo should be activated back on Monday, so I guess that was a rest thing, which is more than fine by me. If Hunter Green is able to pitch like this going forward, this is the reason why you sign guys early. And I know Tom was against it, and I know there's a lot of people in Cincinnati who's against getting ahead of the contract, signing early. It's an heavily incentive-based contract. If he pitches well, he's going to get paid a lot of money, which means he's trying to win games for the Cincinnati Reds. I don't know how you'd be against that in any way. He's getting, I don't know how much he's getting paid exactly. I think it's $9 million roughly.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know what else you can expect. So Andrew Abbott, though, man, I'll tell you what. He's another guy last year. The arm got tired, wore off. If he's able to go a full season, can we talk about a Cy Young? Can he be in the discussion of the Cy Young?
The only reason I'm holding off on hopping all the way on the Andrew Abbott train is, well, Cy Young, no.
Yeah,
All-star, great season,
All-star,
exciting
correct.
player the whole way.
Let's not be silly.
The reason I'm not all the way in on Andrew Abbott is because I feel like I saw this last year.
Yep.
He was dominant to start. He was incredible. His ERA was below 1 his first 5 starts. And then he ended the season with an ERA in the 4s or 5s. So I would hold off a little bit. When he hits that innings wall, he's fell off in college as well statistically. So hopefully he can get over that bump and be this way for the rest of the year. But I'm not quite all the way in on that. Hunter Green, at least once every 5 days, you're excited to watch the Reds because he's on the bump for at least 6 or 7 innings.
Andrew Abbott currently 7th in the National League in ERA. Currently 7th. He's not going to win a Cy Young. Let's not be goofy here.
Why not?
He's just not going to.
Because there are better pitchers than him?
Yeah, I mean.
Like?
Currently in front of him, Chris Sale, Zach Wheeler. Don't know if you've heard of those guys. There's a couple of Cubbies. Shoda Imanaga. He's not going to win a Cy Young?
Never heard of him. Listen, is it realistic? No. But if he pitches 7 shutout innings from here going forward, yeah, he's going to win it. So
I mean, all-star game would still be a win.
Hunter Green is ahead of him for Cy Young.
Really?
Yeah.
Strikeouts, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, Hunter Green's he's pitched more innings. He's struck out more
If
batters.
you think Andrew Abbott has a shot at Cy Young, he's plus 20,000. So get your money now.
What's crazier, the Reds, this current Reds team making the postseason, or Andrew Abbott winning a Cy Young?
What if the Reds win the Cy Young and the MVP and
lose 100 games?
68 games. Be a tough sled. Tough sled.
Would that be a peak or a valley? If you have the Cy Young and the MVP, that'd be a peak season, but you lost 100 games.
You know what's crazy?
I think it's eliminating it.
That's the eliminating the
That's
peaks
the
and the
eliminating
valleys.
the valleys. You lose 100 games, you get the MVP. Cy Young.
That's get crawled. If one of our guys wins an award and then the team is terrible, right in the middle, get crawled.
Can we talk about a positive note? We've alluded to this a little before, but we killed the guy a month ago, and I think it's worth bringing up. Candelario had a good game yesterday.
Sure.
He's turning it around. He's almost near league average in terms of runs created plus and OPS plus. I think he's hitting the exact same as Spencer Steer.
Yeah.
Right now, but he's a bright spot. If you want to give a bright spot for the Reds.
Yeah, I was on him a little bit because I was frustrated, and I'm frustrated at the whole team in general. So it's when I pick on one guy, it's picking on the whole team because they don't win a whole lot of games. Candelario, if he's able to produce like he has been over the past month, that's the guy you signed. He's playing to the back of the baseball card. He's not going to be the best player on the team ever.
No.
At least he shouldn't be. But when you pay a guy $15 million, I expect to be league average minimum. And he is on his way there. I think by the end of the year, we'll look back and we'll say, this was the guy we signed. This is why. Take a look at these numbers. Remember when everybody freaked out at the beginning. That's not this guy. He can produce. He hit a home run yesterday. Mm-hmm. We're fine. Again, I'm not worried about Candelario at this moment. There's, again, probably 6 other guys I'm more concerned with. But, yeah, and thank God Krall did that because I was on the train that was a bad signing because I thought we'd have Noelvi Marte. I thought we'd have Matt McClain. And
CES.
We'd have CES. Jonathan India, whether or not you like him, he would be there to back up somebody.
If he's not starting every day, he's all of a sudden an incredible player to have. So,
correct.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it looks like a decent signing by Nick Krall, and that's all I've asked for. Again, still not there yet. He's, it's almost league average. You don't hang the banner for almost league average.
I'm just saying
his
he's
OPS plus
he's
2
playing
weeks
well.
ago was
it was
like
50.
in the 30.
It was like 50 or 40. Now it's near 90. You're right. You're not hanging the banner for almost there. I'm just saying in an era of the Reds or a stretch of the Reds where nobody's hitting, one guy is hitting pretty decently.
It's also a guy who's had success in the MLB before, and he's older than most of the guys on this roster. So it is someone good to have around, especially if he's hitting the way he has his entire career.
Yeah.
Though it's not amazing, it's still a bright spot.
Is Candelario in the Tigers Hall of Fame yet?
No.
Is Eugenio Suarez?
Candelario is probably a bit better, but Candelario is also on some terrible teams. So
That's fair. That's fair. I listen as the Red season goes on, and I have to continue to talk about them. I'm going to continue just to get upset and more frustrated. I didn't watch the whole game last night. I'm watching less and less of this team.
I went down to the ballpark.
You were there.
You were there? You went to the game?
Yeah, I went to the game.
It finished quick.
It was ridiculously fast. Yeah, it was under 2.5 hours, I think.
It was 2 hours.
10 runs were scored too, which
Yeah.
is crazy.
2 hours and 2 hours.
That
and
is
9 minutes,
crazy.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, the Reds had one hit for 6 innings, so that certainly helped, and it was a home run, so that sped up that process.
Elliot, I have a question for you.
Sure.
What if when Noelvi Marte comes back, he homers in his first at bat?
Will the Reds be back at that
Well, he
moment?
better. He's been juicing.
Yeah, he's gonna come back
And
jacked.
those power numbers better shoot. I can't wait to see Noelvi Marte's head. Is that the thing that we're looking forward to?
I
To
hope
see
he comes
how
back
big his head is?
skin bald and just huge head.
Just ginormous.
Would they be
That's
back,
the
though,
one guy.
if that were the case?
I think what's going to happen is, honestly, Noelvi Marte might not even finish the season with the Reds. That's where they are right now. They might just send him back to AAA, work on something.
Noelvi comes back for the last 81 games, gets the Reds back in playoff contention, and we all remember
Leads
the
to
suspension
12-game
still
winning.
lasts into the playoffs.
That's the craziest part,
craziest
dude.
thing.
I don't even know, like, why would you even let him play this year if you're going to do that?
If
Because-
you're competitive, why would you put him in the lineup and then just pull
Correct.
him for the playoffs?
Correct.
Yeah, I don't understand how a competitive team would handle that.
So, but good.
Good thing we don't have to worry about it.
Good news for us. They're not competitive. But that's all I have for the Cincinnati Reds. Unless anybody has to. By the way, Kirby chimes in. Marte only has 31 games left. What will the record? That's a good question. What will the Reds' record be when Noelvi Marte comes back?
I think if the Reds go 13-17 over the next 30, you should take that. That's
a win.
That's keeping us afloat. That's keeping it afloat. Since we had that conversation, what is the Reds' record? Is it like 4-20 something?
It's 4 and something.
I think
4-18. When
Yeah, it's 4 wins. So
It's
Hey,
bad
we're
when,
tied
it's
with
bad when you know.
FCC. Tied with FCC for the month of May. 4
Yeah.
wins. 4
It's bad
dubs.
when you know off the top of your head exactly how many wins your team has in May, and it's
Yeah.
just one hand. Yeah.
yeah,
You don't
it's-
even need the second hand.
Time out. So, I mean, if we're trying to find correlation, Jamer has turned it around in the month of May. Is him hitting well a detriment to the team? Is that what we're saying? The worse Jamer plays, the better the Reds play.
1-to-1 correlation.
You cannot prove me wrong.
Yeah, I think the bigger correlation is anytime the sun comes out, the Reds stink. That's the correlation I've got.
Well, lucky for them, it doesn't look like the sun's going to shine today.
Fair point. Fair point.
Let's go.
It's not supposed to rain today, is it? No rain out, or is it going
It
to rain?
rained. It was raining.
it
During
was
the show.
supposed to rain, but I don't think during
There's
the
not
game.
currently rain on the
Yeah.
forecast for
Okay,
during
good.
the game.
I think it
So
was
they'll
this morning.
play it. So we'll have time for that. I'm just making sure because I just want the season to be over quickly.
Rain at 6 o'clock. Rain at 6
Rain
o'clock.
at 6 o'clock. It'll be done by then.
We'll be right there. Speaking of, before we get to our ad break,
Sure.
you went to the Big East Conference at
I did.
Championship at
Presco.
Did you have a fun little time there?
I will say this: Prasco Park last night, and I guess it's because of all the free food, filled to the gills. There was legitimately 10,000.
It's a pretty cool situation they got going there, don't they?
10,000 people there. We parked in some sort of backup or overflow lot, like 10 miles away. It felt like we shuttled in on a bus. I only got to watch, I think, 3 innings of the game because obviously the rain came and we got there late. But yeah, listen. Prasco Park is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool place to watch a baseball game. We sat up in the bleachers. I've never done that before. Up in the home run.
Yeah, in the right field.
So that was pretty cool. Xavier, I think it was tied 2-2 when the game ended with UConn. I think they're fighting for their playoff lives or their college baseball. Is it the playoffs? What do they call it?
College World Series.
College World Series. UC did win last night in baseball as well. They beat Texas, probably the only time they'll ever play Texas in baseball, and they won 8-7. They appear to be like they're going to the College World Series as well. So postseason, whatever you call it.
Yeah, well, it goes regionals, super regionals, and
Yeah.
then the College World
There's a bunch
Series.
of levels.
Then the
to
super
it.
duper regionals.
Shout out to Hamilton native and Baden grad Josh Hegman. He hit a grand slam to keep UC season alive. It was a game winner. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Shout out. He's a Chatterbox legend back when we used to do high school sports.
Really?
Yeah, he was a senior our first year, and he was 3-sport. He was really good.
Did he work the iPads?
He never worked for Chatterbox. He was just
No, I know,
He was
but
just a start. No,
I was
he
just
didn't.
saying that he worked.
That
the
was you.
iPad.
You were the only one that worked the iPads. I did not remember Elliot from our formative years.
My favorite story, and we'll do ads right after this. My favorite story is when Reed tells me, yeah, when you were here, Sean just didn't know your name. Sean, you'd come in and work the iPads, and they'd call you Eli or Elliot or whatever your name
Elliot
was.
is
Sean
your
just didn't know. Huh?
Elliot is your name. So
Elliot is
I
my
called
name.
you Elliot.
Well, if he didn't call me Elliot, then it was whatever.
So that when we met you, Sean kept calling you Sonam. There was another guy named Sonam, and he thought you were Sonam. You don't look like a Sonam.
No.
You don't look like a Sonam.
I don't know what a Sonam looks like, to be fair. So
No.
he could.
It doesn't look like me, though, so if that's what you thought, no. Well, let's do some ads.
Let's do some ads.
Sure, we'll do some ads. Encore
Casey, how are you
Technologies.
today?
I'm doing great, guys. Glad to be here on this nice, beautiful day. I can't wait to watch some Reds with you later. Yeah, let's just jump right into some of these ads, right? Yeah.
Sure.
Encore Technologies. They provide IT solutions for a
For?
data-centered world with a suite of services from mobile computing to desktop to data center, supporting both centralized and work-from-home computing modules to improve efficiency and
Productivity.
yes,
right, Jimmy C.
productivity, Jimmy.
Hey, you're gonna have to talk louder for that because if we want to get paid, you got to bring some energy. So can you do it again, please? Say that whole line again.
He doesn't have to talk louder.
I'm just
He-
saying.
I've-
I'm just
I've
saying.
bounced-
Run it back from the top.
I'm just saying he's got to
Do
say
it one more
productivity.
time.
From the top.
Productivity's got to have energy.
to improve efficiency and
Productivity.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Can I
We're
ask
getting
for one more? It didn't feel right.
all right,
Yes, please.
all right, here we go.
It didn't feel right.
To improve efficiency and
Productivity.
Yeah.
and we got Pawnee Water.
That's right.
This lovely bottle of water right here, made right here in Hamilton, Ohio. Uses natural limestone filtration, unlike the artificial processing other brands use. The result is a healthy alkaline water, and some say the best tasting water in the world. You can visit Pawnee Water at PAHHNIwater.com to see where you can buy this great tasting water. And I hope that this is making you uncomfortable.
A little ASMR.
What do you like about Pawnee Water, Elliot?
For me, it's the smoothness. When it goes down the gullet, nice and
Sounds
easy.
smooth, doesn't it?
That natural limestone filtration, man. There's nothing like it.
The way that they filtrate, they use limestone naturally.
Natural limestone.
They don't use artificial lemon pebbles.
No.
They use natural limestone.
Limestones.
Yeah, that's right. And that's how they filtrate naturally. You look at that bottle. Every bottle has an ingredients list. You know
What's in that bottle?
You know what it says on that?
Water.
Water. That's what's in.
Heck yeah.
Go check out your favorite water. Pawnee's better. Pawnee's better. That's all I gotta say. Is that all of our ads?
That is all of our ad reads.
A few housekeeping things. We
Yeah.
are gonna do a live stream for the Reds game, day game. That's gonna be a kind of a regular thing. We're gonna get together. We're gonna watch the game. So if you are a member, you can watch along with us. We'll have our laptops. We'll be talking with you guys as that goes on. And Casey Rue, you've been hard at work editing a video this entire show.
Well, not this entire show. I mean, just for like the first couple minutes, and then of course Elliot asked me an FC question. I had nothing
I saw him doing that over there, and I had to get on him.
You had to do it. That's fine. But yeah, it's done. It's ready. It's gonna premiere right after this show.
So
There's
right
like
at 12p.
It's-
12p.
There's a countdown for 3 minutes, so it's gonna go live at like 12:03.
They'll redirect you. Redirect
it'll
you to the
redirect,
premiere
yep.
of that. Casey or Elliot went down a couple days ago down to Great American Ballpark. The little man on the streets. The people of Cincinnati got to see Elliot's charm and it's in full force. So be sure to check that out after. Give that video a like and a comment. Go ahead and give us a like on this stream. If you don't subscribe, please do subscribe. Think about becoming a member. We're doing a lot more content for our members only. We love hanging out with you guys. We had fun on Box Lunch yesterday. We have fun every single day on here. This is going to be kind of the show. We're going to have a new look to this show here soon. It's going to mirror what this show is becoming, which is more laid back. It's not going to be what it once was with as serious, a very serious sports show, but it'll be more fun, more suited to our personalities.
We're going to have to start. This is where, again, I don't mean to veer credit to other podcasts, but this is like the listing season. Like once you get to the dead months of sports, like once the NBA ends here, NHL ends, and then it's just the Reds, the 30 game below 500 Reds. What's going to have to happen is we have to start doing some Mount Rushmores. That's the
That'll
big
be fun.
That's the big thing. We're just gonna start ranking random things.
We should all just do like top hundreds of something.
Yes. Yes.
Of
Yes.
things. Top
Okay, Mount
500 things.
Mount Rushmore Reds win streaks last 2 years.
12.
12's
and
got
then
I think
would
I
say
win that
number
one.
2, the 2-game win streak against the Phillies in April.
Yes. That's mine. He just stole mine.
What about was it 2 years ago when they split with the Braves, Series 1, and then he said, "Did you see what our boys did in Atlanta?"
Yeah, that was fun. Hunter Green pitched really well.
That
Only
one
a 5-inning
singular win
loss.
against the Braves last year, the last one of the winning streak, was pretty awesome.
That was good. My favorite loss was the first loss after the winning streak. That was a fun one.
That was a good one.
It was a fun one.
My favorite loss was when they blew an 8-run lead to the Pirates to end our season.
That was good.
That was fun, wasn't it?
good.
That was really the end of Alexis Diaz. He came in and blew that one right up. That's okay. Whoops.
What was your favorite memory?
Whoops.
Favorite memory from this current iteration of the Reds being when they were good?
Let's do that. Mount Rushmore of favorite moments with this current
Ricky
Reds team.
Karcher has to be.
Yeah,
up
that's
I have
my
a Ricky
favorite.
Karcher T-shirt because he's one of my favorite
Ricky
players.
Karcher's not on mine. Ellie stealing all the bases, including home,
The
is
Brewers.
probably number 2.
Nick Senzel's revenge home run after being sent down and called up and sent down and called up.
A home run hit out of pure spite
Pure
and hatred.
spite.
He hated everybody with the
He
in the
still
Reds
hates-
organization.
He
Ellie
comes back
Cycle?
and he breaks his wrist.
Yeah, well,
He hates the Reds.
he wakes up in the morning, he breaks his wrist. It's just what he does.
People forget that Nick Senzel got hurt on opening day. He's
Yeah.
making the same amount of money as Shohei. Shout out to Nick Senzel.
That's a sad stat. But yeah, it's probably the 12-game winning streak. Ellie stealing all 4 bases, with a Will Benson home run, the
Yeah.
walk-off Will Benson home run, and then fourth moment, the Nick Martini opening day game.
That's good.
Over the Nick Martini home run against the Cubs.
Yes,
Over the Nick Martini Havana Cabana home run in Louisville.
Is Nick Martini a legend?
Nick Martini is a legend. If there was a Hall of Fame for guys that hit 145, he would be in it.
He would definitely be in that.
He'd probably lead the
First
charge.
ballot. First ballot.
First ballot.
Along with Javi Baez.
Jacob, no question. No question.
Is Nick Martini a Louisville Bat Hall of Famer? 1,400 OPS down there this year.
Should be. He should be.
Built a statue.
I would. I'd build it here. Might as well.
Would it be an actual Nick Martini statue?
It would
or
be a
will
martini.
Or will it be a martini glass?
You put it right next to the big Budweiser down there.
with an olive, 3 olives,
Yeah.
just pinned into the top of the glass. Yeah, fun. Nick Martini, God love him. God love him. The Reds are gonna play baseball today.
Maybe.
I was gonna say they're gonna win, but they're certainly gonna play.
Colton is asking in the chat, is this show sponsored by Apple Computers? Because you take a look at Jacobs and Jimmy's and Reed's.
Oh, no free ads. Do I need to put a sticker over there?
No free ads.
Hey, hang on.
Do we got tape?
Company man right
I
here.
actually cannot do this because this is
Tape
leaving.
is-
It's leaving goo. So I'm not gonna do that. It's,
le-
it's bad. It's bad. It's bad tape.
Oh.
The horses that they
just
made
not-
this from, the horses that they killed to get this tape, yeah, not good horses.
That might be Triple Crown tape.
Right. They got it from the Preakness, not the Derby. All
But
right.
let's do buy or sell. Can we do buy or sell?
Yeah, so we'll keep it inside of baseball. And we're going to do buy or sell. See, you mentioned this is list season. This
Yeah.
is list season. This is the season of buy or sells,
Love
peaks
buy
and
or sell.
valleys, love it or leave it, love it or list
Love
it.
it or list it.
all the
Love it or
fun-
list it was, or love it or hate. Love it or hate it was great.
We should love it or
What was
list
the,
it.
what was the other one?
professional
We had
stadiums.
one
We
more.
should- that's a good segment.
That is
love it or list
Love it or
it.
list it. Professional stadiums. Does the team need to move, or do you like where they're at?
Ooh,
That's a
I
good
like
one.
it. I
Keep
like
it in the bank. Keep it in the bank.
We're missing one. We had Smugger Pompous.
Smug or pompous.
Smugger
Pompous.
Pompous was a good one.
That's a
Brock
good one.
Purdy, Smugger Pompous.
I would say pompous.
I think both.
Oh.
I think he is.
I think he's smug.
Did you see Nick Bosa's quote about Brock Purdy at training camp yesterday?
Did he say he was smug?
He said Brock Purdy reminds me a lot of Scottie Scheffler, except he doesn't get arrested. It's a good quote. It's a good quote.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Try to keep Brock Purdy outside of OTAs, and we'll see.
Yeah, good
We'll
luck.
see what happens.
Brock Purdy's getting to Valhalla.
Speaking of that, 11:30. Apparently, that video is going to be released, right?
Louisville PD has a press conference at 11:30. They said they have traffic cam footage of everything that went down with Scottie Scheffler. So hopefully that comes out during the show. We can talk
The
about
pants.
What if it's
We
like
gotta know what happened to the pants.
irreparably damaged.
We got to know what happened to the
What if
pants.
it just looks like horrible on Scottie Scheffler?
That would be bad news.
Let me put it this way.
That's what I want to
I
happen.
could you too.
Well, like, would Louisville, would the police be releasing it if it didn't look bad? Because do they have to release it?
Yes.
They have to
They
release
have
it.
to release it.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully that is released by the time this show ends. That's what we're hoping for, at least. All right, buy or sell. Simply what we're going to do is we're going to name a team, and you can buy them or sell them. Simple. Easy. And we'll start in the NL Central. We'll start with the team that I think we've done this about 4 times. Pittsburgh Pirates. Buy or sell, Elliot?
Sell.
Sell.
I think the Pirates stink. I think they've got the worst crews in the league. We've got the best crews, and that's all we need to know. Look, the Pirates have a decent starting pitching rotation. I'm not doubting that. But unfortunately for them, they've got a similar issue to the Reds where they can't hit. They can't do it. And saying all that, I didn't like the Pirates coming into this year. I'm not going to like them as the year goes on. I don't think they're a very good baseball team, similarly to the Cincinnati Reds.
Jacob, you a buyer or are you a seller?
I'm a buyer on some of the Pirates' pieces, but a negative 30 run differential in 23 and 27 is not exactly screaming to me that they're a winning team. So I'm selling on the Pirates as a whole, but Paul Skeens, Jared Jones, a couple of those guys, really, really exciting future.
Mm-hmm. Jacob or Jimmy?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll sell currently some of the things he named off, like the run differential and Elliott, they can't hit. But for the future, I think the pitching pieces are definitely
So this is the beginning.
Viable
This is the beginning of
products.
the Pirates.
I think
yeah.
a lot of the NL Central is on a very similar
Except the Cardinals.
trajectory
Except
to
the
when they're
Cardinals.
going to compete.
Except for the Cardinals.
Except for the Cardinals, right?
Well, they got young pieces too, but like the
But the-
cornerstones are 37
The
years
Cubs,
old.
the Pirates, and the Reds are all
Young.
good farms, young core, trending the right way.
The Pirates, between Mitch Keller, Jared Jones, and Paul Skeens, that's a 3-headed monster that you can build a team around. And their team, like the one guy that hasn't just lived up to the expectations is Key Brian Hayes. He's hurt right now. O'Neal Cruz looks fantastic. Brian Reynolds is obviously a ball player. Connor Joe's playing pretty well. I know he's older. Sawinski hasn't played well. So I don't know. I just think they're too talented to not be a very competitive team in the future. Might not be this year. But I'll buy. Hey, Casey, hit the button. Hit the button. Yeah. Yeah. Casey, you got an opinion on the Pittsburgh Pirates?
Not a single one.
All right.
Well, but just for fun, will you buy them or sell them?
Pirates.
Arr.
I like Pirates of the Caribbean. Bye.
Who's your favorite pirate?
Jack Sparrow.
All right.
Captain Jack.
Davy Jones.
I like Davy Jones too.
I'm a Blackbeard guy. Give me Blackbeard. I think he's the only one that we named that was real.
Barbosa.
Who's the
Barbosa.
guy
Guy
from?
from Captain Phillips.
Oh
He's a
yes.
pirate.
Who's the guy in Peter Pan? What was his?
Captain Hook.
That was Captain Hook. Okay.
Captain Hook. Yep. All right.
Captain Hook, TJ Friedel, RIP. Not TJ Friedel, TJ Anton.
T.J. Anton.
Buy or sell the
You got
Milwaukee
hurt too?
Brewers.
He did.
Milwaukee Brewers. You got to buy them at some point, right? I know it's like they're either the luckiest team ever, or like they're just good. They're just good, and I don't know. Like everyone hits. They have William Contreras hitting at an MVP level. It doesn't matter what they get rid of. They just continue to go out there and win games. So I guess I'm just at a loss with the Milwaukee Brewers. I think everyone in this at Chatterbox Sports, Trace, everyone in this room. I think even Kirby was like, I don't know. I just don't believe in the Brewers. And here they are just churning out wins after wins after wins. So I'm buying them just because they have defeated me. They have defeated me.
I'm in the same boat. I'm looking at their lineup, and again, I just don't know how it really wins.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sal Frelick, Joey Ortiz, Jake Bowers has played in 34 games. Blake Perkins has played in 40 games. Oliver Dunn, 33. Gary Sanchez is on the Brewers. Didn't know that. Didn't know it at all.
I mean, they do have William Contreras, Reese Hoskins, Willie Adames, Jackson
Christian
Churio, and Christian Yelich.
Yeah.
Jackson Churio's hitting 209.
I know. I'm just saying, like,
With
they don't have
258.
nobodies. They don't have nobodies on
They don't have nobodies, but at the same time, it's just like,
They
I
shouldn't
mean,
be as good as they are.
Correct.
I don't understand how they're hitting like that. They've got a couple really good players, and other than that, it's pretty mediocre. Saying that, you have to buy them because they win. That's all they do is win. The pitching, the pitching staff in Milwaukee has been good for what, the past 10 years, 5 years, 7 years,
And they keep getting rid of those guys too.
and that's the craziest part too is they lose them.
Well-
This year specifically, everybody's hurt or Corbin Burns leaves.
Well, people forget the Reds stole what made Brewers pitching great. It was all Derek Johnson.
It was.
And
it
we
was
have
all
him.
Derek Johnson. You are right about that.
I mean, what a lie.
Derek Johnson, man.
Yeah, no Reds fan in their right mind can sell on the Brewers. The Brewers have owned the Reds for as long as I can remember. You have to buy them.
I think Christian Yelich is my least favorite baseball player.
Why?
Ever.
Why?
Him and Yachty. I hate Yelich. And I think part of the reason I hate Yelich is because he won the MVP over Javi in 2018. But, I hate Yelich for some reason. Hate Yelich. Liked him when he was on the Marlins, though.
That is just a crazy statement. The fact that like Yelich won an MVP over Javi Baez, two players who are like.
Yelich is back.
Yelich is back. Yeah, his OPS plus is 168. That's
playing very
dang
well.
good. Yeah, not only did Yelich win the MVP, the next year he came in second. Matt Carpenter was 9th in MVP voting that year in the National League. Wow. Shout out to Matt Carpenter. Jesus Aguilar was in the running. Max Muncy. What a good MVP year that was.
Jesus Aguilar. What a name.
That is a great name.
What a name.
Great baseball name.
Unit.
All right. We are just torn to pieces on them. All right. Elliot, Chicago Cubs, buying or selling?
Sell.
Sell.
They're good. I'd probably buy them, but Reed's in the room, so I'll sell them. I think that it's really between the Cubs and the Brewers, obviously, for who wins this division. And if the Cubs are able to get healthy, they're the best team in the league. They're the best team in the division, and it's not, I don't think, close. So for that reason alone, I'm going to sell them.
Luke Brenneman last week told me that he hates the Cubs lineup, and it broke me. I cannot believe that got under my skin as much as it did. I was looking up every stat under the sun to prove that it's a good line, and they're not hitting well. They're just simply not hitting well. But last year they scored more runs than the 2016 team. Last year they did.
They're not hitting well, and they're still 4 games over 500.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, well, they should be way higher. I mean, they've got 3 pitchers with an ERA below 2.
Yeah.
3 starting pitchers. So they should be playing better. Their bullpen stinks. They're not hitting well. Jacob, are you buying the Chicago Cubs?
I'm buying the Cubs. I think their lineup, top to bottom, is the best in the division. I think their pitching is maybe the best in the whole National League. I mean, I know the Phillies are on fire, but like you said, those 3 guys below a 2, it's hard to top that. Shota Minaga's been great since he came over this year. The Cubs are only going to get better. You're the most top 100 prospects of any team in the entire MLB. So, yeah, I think the Cubs are trending up, maybe faster than they ever have been in my lifetime. I'm buying them.
Faster than 2014 to 2015 when they went from 75 wins to 97 wins?
Maybe not that fast.
Okay.
But I feel like this team 2-3 years ago was in the complete dumpster when you traded Baez and Rizzo and tore up the World Series team, and right now you're immediately back to being a competitor.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. So what was it 3 years ago when the Reds sold that team? Like they sold Jesse Winker, Luis Castillo, Sonny Gray, all those pieces, and certain people protested the stadium. I could not even imagine what Cincinnati would do if they traded away an entire World Series core that weren't 30 yet.
To be fair, since Castellinis would never do such a thing, you could rock that banner out there at a 60 and 100 night. Last game of the season, you'd fill the stands. So,
That's correct.
Yeah, they sold, and it was objectively the right call. Every single one of those pieces haven't been very good. Except for maybe Wilson Contreras.
I'm buying the Cubs.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I think
these are smart men.
I mean, pitching takes you a long way, and this is a lineup that I guess hasn't hit very well, but they are good names, and they have hit before, so I think they will get better.
Yeah, Ian Happ kind of stinks, but
he just needs to come play in Cincinnati.
He just needs one weekend in Cincinnati, and he'll be back.
450.
100%.
All right, we got a couple more buy or sells. Jimmy C's Tigers.
Oh!
I liked the Tigers before the year, and here I am telling you I'm selling that stock. The Tigers just got swept by the Royals. I still like their pitching staff. I still like their young people. I'm a Spencer Torkelson fan for whatever reason.
I'll fix it.
But, yeah, selling. Well, they're kind of the same. Steelers.
Yeah, they are the same.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell the Detroit Tigers because if the last 20 years has taught me anything, it's the city of Detroit. They can't make winning sports teams. They can't
the
do it.
Tigers were very good for very, very good for 5 years.
Yeah.
And they got to 2 World Series in the last 20 years.
Who is the worst record? Who's the worst record of the past 25 years?
All time?
Or all time?
Whatever.
The Tigers! Multiple 40-win seasons in a 10-year stretch, 20-year stretch. Good luck to them. I'm selling whatever they got going on up there. Javi Baez stinks.
Javi Baez might be the worst contract in the history of baseball.
Yes, it's bad.
All he needs, so Jason Hayward was close to that. Then he had one speech. You just need a good speech.
Okay.
one good speech can turn it all around. So Javi, get a speechwriter, get in that locker room and get talking.
Rally the troops.
Right.
Tigers pitching's exciting. They have some good pieces on the mound in the rotation, but yeah, I just don't think the lineup is good enough for me to buy.
What's Riley Green hitting these days?
Riley Green's been on a little bit of a cold streak. 240.
240.
He's been writing too much music.
790 OPS. Like, that's fine.
Yeah,
But-
that's fine. All right, so we are all, including Jimmy C, selling the Tigers. He hates the Tigers.
I don't know. I think obviously the lineup is terrible, and I feel like when I watch this team, if they give up 3 runs, they got on 3-0, I think the game is probably over. But it is frustrating seeing these arms like Screwball, obviously more likely than not that he's going to win the AL Cy Young, and Reese Olson, who has a lower ERA than Tarek Screwball and it has not won a single game. I think we've scored about 8 runs for him this entire season, which is a little bit ridiculous. And it's a bullpen that's been great. Chris Feather is a great pitching coach, and he's turned guys like Joey Wentz, who was a terrible starter, into an under 2 ERA out of the pen. And Javi Baez obviously sucks. Spencer
selling.
Torkelson forgot how to hit after hitting 30 homers last year. I would sell on the lineup. I don't think that will probably ever get better unless serious changes are made. I think there are guys in the minor league system that they can call up that would immediately make this team better, but I don't think they want to go through more young guys right now. I think they just need to give guys plate appearances.
They need to get better.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Who has been worse since 2008? The Detroit Tigers, Eminem, or the American manufacturing car industry?
The car industry.
I don't know. Eminem since
08, 04 has been bad.
Eminem's late run is not great.
Not
But
good.
Eminem's early run was just so good
It
that
was. I'm not afraid.
He just needs one 12-game win streak.
Elliot, fun Reds news.
I
Fun
saw
breaking
it.
news
I was
from
gonna-
Cincinnati Reds.
I was going to break. Go ahead.
Yesterday, May 22nd at 3:40 p.m., David Bell said Emilio Pagan was good to go for tonight and would
Right.
be pitching. As of 2 minutes ago, Emilio Pagan has been placed on the IL with tricep soreness. He's going to miss some time. A corresponding move is to come.
No one does it like the Reds, baby. You saw it with CES. Oh, he's fine. He's available. Nah, he's out 3 months. See you later. DJ Friedel. Oh, we're going to get him back real soon. No, not quite.
We're just playing a man down with Fraley now.
Yeah.
they're just
good.
being mean to you guys.
What?
They're just being mean to you guys.
Yeah, it really is. It really is a level of disrespect I haven't seen.
I'm
But-
starting to be a baseball atheist. I don't know if there's baseball gods up there because they would not be putting me through all this. I mean, I watch the games. I go to the stadium. I follow the team, and it's just so bad. It's so bad.
You know what my favorite thing is when a lot of injuries happen or when fans start speculating, what's the training staff doing wrong? Yeah. That's my favorite thing. Like, I listened to a Cubs podcast, a lot of Cubs injuries, and the core is like, what's the training staff doing wrong? We talked about it on this show.
Yep.
Are the trainers? Are they doing something wrong in the lifting program? What's going wrong here? It's just what a crazy thing to speculate because you just will get no answers on that front.
I do want to know who in the Reds organization is looking at the X-rays, though, because it's been 3 times now that they've said there's clear X-rays, and then 2 or 3 days later, guys broke wrist.
You're not batting 500 on looking at X-rays. Yeah. You got a bad X-ray guy. That's where the Reds are at right now.
I don't even think 500's okay.
Yeah.
You got to be in the 90 percentile when you're looking at an X-ray.
Yeah. Like maybe it is broken. Whoops.
You go to GABP and it's an X-ray machine from the 60s. It's just like, hey, Castells, let's get a new one here.
It's a Polaroid.
Yeah, they're just shaking it out. And they're actually asking the guy who has a broken arm, like, hey, shake that out for me. He's like, I don't know, this guy
It's
hurts.
right next. It's right next to the vending machine that serves out fish sandwiches, whatever that Mets broadcaster was eating. That's where our X-ray machine is.
Oh, man.
God love him.
God love.
God love the Cincinnati Reds. It's going to turn around.
Baseball's the best.
It's going to turn. One more buy or sell. Luis Rise. Buy or sell, Elliot?
Buy. You're talking about the world's best hitter, Luis Arias?
You think he's the world's best hitter. That's what I'm selling.
I think. Listen, did you watch Moneyball? Because I feel like you didn't. Billy Beane specifically says he doesn't care how you get on base as long as you're on first. He doesn't want you stealing. He doesn't want you doing all that silly stuff, hitting extra base hits or whatever. Get to first base.
Is Luis Arias the best pure hitter to ever play for the Padres?
Yes, no question about it. No question about it. He's had 7 straight multi-hit games.
Yeah,
who does that?
And he has the same amount of bases as Jamir Candelario, who went on a 4-game hitless streak.
That's fine. You think I'm concerned
One
about
extra base hit over 15 hits.
It's a leadoff home run against your Cincinnati Reds.
Rest are just think.
You're not a big fan of the singles.
Hey,
You don't
singles
like
are
base
nice.
hits.
Singles
listen,
are nice.
I love singles,
I wish the
but-
Tigers would get more singles.
Yeah, I wish the Reds would hit more singles too.
Yeah.
If we had a Luis Arias, he'd legitimately have more hits himself than the Reds team would have.
I think everyone in this room could use more singles.
That's right.
I don't know. Luis Arias. I'm not buying. You when you came in today and said he's the best hitter on the planet, that hit me.
That is something.
That hit me down. I wouldn't even put him top 25 in the MLB.
Like what? But like he hits 350 every year, so I don't know what we're
Yeah.
complaining about.
I think he's really good.
Top 25 might be a little
It's
bit
close.
reach.
He's certainly outside of the top 10. I think I can get 25.
It's just
I
because
think I can get 25.
This is bad
It's just 'cause
radio.
I think I can get 4 on the Braves alone.
It's just
And
because he
the-
doesn't
and
hit
the
homers.
Dodgers.
You can get 25 right now.
I think I can. I mean, I'm not going to just start naming them. You want to talk about bad radio, but yeah, I mean, like there's
25's a lot of names.
there's probably 4 on the dot. Like I would take Mookie Betts, Freddie
you're right. Freeman,
and Shohei all above him. On the
Yeah.
Braves, I'd take Ronald Olson and
But, like-
Riley above him. Maybe I might even take Ozzy Albies over him.
Ozuna?
Marcell Ozuna, sure.
Osuna from the Braves.
Well, now we're really getting 25.
Juan
If we're
Soto,
taking
Aaron
Marcell
Judge.
Ozuna.
But you're
Yeah,
just
you're right.
you
You're
would
right.
love to have that guy on your team that like more often than not when he goes
I
up,
would
you're like,
love him
he's
to bat
getting it.
9.
Since going to the Padres, he's hitting 391 with a 425 OBP and a 903 OPS. Is that good?
He
pretty
walked
good.
30 times and 600 at bats last year.
How many singles did he have?
Is that right?
He had 203 hits. He had 203 hits, and he had a total of 43 extra base hits. So he had 160 singles. Got a regular Pete Rose.
Would you rather have a guy that hits or a guy that doesn't hit?
Hits.
Right.
That's what I would take too. That's just me though.
Do you think he could get to 2,000 hits?
Do I think that Luis Arias can get to 2,000 hits?
He's at 715.
He's 27 years old. Here's the thing is, since he doesn't walk, like he will get to play for a while, but like the second that, the contact starts going down, he can't hit 300 anymore. He's batting 240 and he gets on base 270. How does that have a spot on your team?
No, I mean you're right.
With no power. Yeah.
Right, with slugging 290.
Yeah.
How does that happen? Your OPS, congrats, you're batting 250. Your OPS is now 510.
Yeah. I think he's good, but Breed thinks he's bad. So.
He gets on base
He gets on base.
from singles.
From
But he gets on
singles.
base.
All right, fair enough. Luis Arias, sell.
Bye.
Sell.
All right. Done with baseball. You guys watch the NBA game last night or no?
A little bit. I was locked into my fraudgers.
That's right.
The Fraudgers.
They didn't score either.
They did not. Yeah. Dunk and chase, not their game. They were doing it a lot last night. Bad brand of hockey.
Damn.
I did not watch the NBA game. I was watching the Reds. And
Yeah,
then
I will say, I'm allowed to say something. These series lack a little bit of juice. Am I allowed to say that? These conference finals?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I
allowed
think
to
this
say
I
it.
one-
like
I think
the
the West
Mavs.
Conference is
I like the
fun.
Mavs Wolves a lot.
I think that's a fun series. If the Reds didn't play last night, I would have watched that game for sure.
I watched the third quarter yesterday, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Weird quarter to pick.
It was just on where I was.
That's
It
fair.
was on where I was. It wasn't a
He
selection.
forcibly watched the third
Right.
quarter.
It wasn't on where I was. Couldn't watch the Cubs because the game was 9-3 or whatever, and I was like, this is over. Justin Steele gave up 5 runs. But it's listen. The West Series has some juice. No.
I think it's got juice,
If
but
the
it's
Celtics blow the Pacers out tonight, that series is completely chalked for viewership-wise.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think the West is in a good spot.
How badly does the NBA need the Celtics to beat the Pacers? I think we talked about this yesterday, but like they need them.
They
Yeah, they
needed the
do.
Knicks to beat the Pacers.
Right, they did. But they seriously, I mean,
Yeah.
if we get an Indianapolis, well, imagine like an OKC Indianapolis finals. Whew, that'd have been tough.
That would have been bad.
That would have been tough for the old
I mean,
brand.
Minnesota's not exactly a powerhouse market for
That's-
the NBA.
that's
so,
right.
I mean,
Right.
Dallas is a little different, but
Right.
Minnesota, Indianapolis would not.
But they have Ant, And
Right,
Ant's a draw.
right,
And
yeah.
not that SGA isn't a draw, but Ant's a serious draw.
Like,
But
I want Indianapolis, Indiana to win.
yeah.
But, like, if the Pacers make the finals, like, I'm probably not going to care at all. Like, I'm not going to watch.
fair.
And I feel like that a lot of people
You're
want
just
to
waiting
see.
for the Pistons to get back.
Sure.
How many bad boys do the Pistons need to get back in?
12.
They need
12
bad
bad
boys
boys.
because that's the only time that they ever win is when they have the bad boys.
We have like 3 or 4 NBA players on that team now. That's good.
Sure.
Do you just pluck them out of the G League?
Pretty much.
No, they don't even use the G League. It makes no sense.
They just trade for James Wiseman after he has
Yeah.
3 bad years in the Warriors.
But, like, yeah, if the Pacers were to make the finals, I would be happy when the night that they make it because, like, Boston lost and I could, like, laugh a little bit. But then the finals come around and I'm just like,
I think the only thing I'm rooting for in the NBA is for the Celtics to lose.
right.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing.
As long as the
that I'm
Celtics
down.
don't win at all, like, they can make the finals, but as long as they don't win at all.
I put a future on both Western Conference teams for exactly that reason. Get them at some value now, so when they're playing the Celtics, I can just root for them.
But that's just betting with your heart, and that never goes well.
Oh, never, but it's all I do.
I don't know if you checked our Twitter account real quick, not to interrupt. Nick Kirby posted an 8-second clip of
He
me
did.
declaring the season over without any explanation whatsoever. Love it. Love that.
Good Twitter.
Love it. Listen, I hope the Red season isn't over. But, I mean, you can look at this team and tell me differently, then that's fine. You can go ahead and look at it with a different lens than me.
But he broke the chairs.
Over.
David Bell broke the chairs. He didn't break that for the season to end. That gives you another week. No?
Once the chairs are broken, they're broken. You can't break the chairs again.
That's right. You can't unbreak the chairs. You can't bring the chairs back intact.
I will. What a silly bit. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the chairs. David Bell, not a good manager, fine manager, whatever. It's not his fault that every player gets hurt. Another guy on the IL. I don't know. That has to be. I'm going to find out if that's the most players in the IL in the league. It has to be.
How many relievers have been injured since the whole Sam Moll shouldn't have been optioned debacle?
A lot.
Emilio.
3. Because Spires came up, someone else had to go down.
Did Sims get hurt?
No. Simmons is still up. I'm not
Well, it's
sure.
just like that. That was the whole reason. Everyone yelled about Sam Moll getting optioned down because he had a 0 ERA. It was like that was the only option, and
He'll be
they were
back, yeah.
they were like, well, why aren't we trying to compete? And it's like, well, you might need relievers. People get hurt, but here we are, 2 weeks
Justin
later, and
Wilson.
they've had about 3 reliever
Yeah.
injuries. So sometimes the front office, I don't know, kind of has somewhat of a plan. They're not flying by the seat of their pants.
Yep.
Not flying by the seat of their pants. We got to actively be watching to see if a video comes out about Scottie.
I have it pulled up on. I have the CNN thing pulled up right now, so
Is there like a stream?
that's what I'm trying
Will
to
you
find.
declare the season back on if they win?
Yeah,
Today?
I said that.
Oh, well, he didn't put it in the 8-second video.
No, he didn't. He cut that one out.
The season's always back on when your team, like, gets out of a slump, you know?
He forgot to include the part where I said the season.
Did he
would be
even
back on if
tag
they
you
won.
in it either? He just said Elliot has seen enough. He didn't even tag you in it.
No, he did. I think.
I don't think he tagged you.
Well,
bro.
you also have to sing if they win, a little afternoon delight.
That's right. I will.
And it would be an afternoon delight. 'cause it's an
Stevenson's not in the
afternoon game.
lineup, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Stevenson, starting catchers normally get the day off on a day game. That's normal. That's normal. Do you think Tyler Stevenson goes out after a night game knowing a day game's coming up?
Oh yeah.
He's just like, I don't
Throws
gotta
a
work
couple
Holy
back.
Grail.
He's like, I don't have to work tomorrow.
Swings down to tin roofs and live music.
Do you think the players ever go to the banks or anything like that?
I would probably say no.
And you think they stay away?
Yeah.
They have their spots. They're like they pick and
Their
choose where they
niche
hang
spots.
out. Right.
Yeah.
Do you think it's becoming harder than ever for athletes to go out in public just because we see them so
yeah.
often?
Yeah, I would assume most athletes, at least like at some level of notoriety, aren't going to public.
I would
places to
say
hang out.
I would make the argument that baseball players can go out a little bit more.
That's fair, but there's still probably a bar.
Obviously not like LA.
I think football players, other than your quarterback, like your star
You don't see their
players,
face.
you literally don't see their face.
True.
I went to a concert in February, and I think Cordell Volson was there. And the only reason I knew it was Cordell Volson is because he was wearing Ted Karras' hat. So at first I thought it was Ted, and it's a big man, right? That's a big guy. That's a noticeable guy, and I'm like, that looks like a football player. So I'm Googling in this concert. I'm like, is it Ted Karras? That's not Ted. And I'm literally like holding it up and like I'm like standing 15 feet away, just like, not Ted Karras. Kappa? No. Cordell. Cordell Volson. That was that. And that's exactly how I did it. And because you never see those guys. But baseball players, stars, and stuff like that, it's got to be harder than ever than to go out in the public.
I will say.
Would that weigh on you? Not being able to like just live your life?
Yeah, I feel like that'd be kind
I
of
think
tough.
so.
Or would the money outweigh it? You're like, I'm getting it.
Yeah,
I can't go out in public, but I'm making $4 million this year. It's okay.
I will say.
It'd be hard to complain.
I did go to the NFL draft, and there were like so many people there that I drove straight from school for the first round, got there a little late, so the first night I didn't get to go up like to the stage area. So I went to the Tin Roof in Detroit, and we're waiting in line. There's a super long line, and I turn around, and I'm like taking in like the entrance to Comerica Park, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Then
oh god, sorry.
I'm walking, or I look like a little bit to my left, and Jameson Williams
There you go.
is just walking down the street, and I'm like, I turn to my friends, I'm like,
Is he on his FanDuel?
no. Well, he'd be fine doing that there.
He's allowed doing that there.
Yeah.
That is-
Not at the facility.
Not at the facility.
He's learned his lesson.
Yeah.
It's not. Does the Tin Roof in Detroit look like Cincinnati's Tin Roof, or is it more dilapidated like the city?
It's not very nice. Yeah, it's a little bit more dilapidated like the city. But I say to my friends, I'm like, that's Jameson Williams. And then all the people around me are like, no, it's not. I'm like, look him up.
So you Googled him, and then you did what I did. You're pairing him.
And then the people next to me Googled him, and they were looking, and they're like, oh, yeah, that is him.
That is Jameson Williams.
Yeah. And someone comes running over in a Cookie Monster costume wearing a Lions jersey, 69 Muncher. And it's like, can I get a picture? And James Williams is like, no.
69
That was a wild
Muncher.
turn in that story.
69
Yeah.
Muncher and a Cookie Monster.
An absolutely crucial detail to that story.
Well, Jameson Williams
Cookies.
stops, looks at him, looks him up and down. And I'm watching the whole thing go down. Looks him up and down. No, keeps walking.
Someone replied to the season is over tweet and said, who is Elliott and who cares what he says?
Yeah, I'm cooking up a response to that right now.
Louisville PD press conference has just begun.
Okay.
We
They're
are
behind.
underway.
They're behind. We need Nate Seltzer in their live stream, making
Yes.
sure people stay on task.
Stay on task.
Stay on task with everything.
Chin up, Elliot.
Chin up. There's
you like to
nothing. There's
rescind?
nothing that Elliott hates more than when people don't like him.
Well, here's the thing. I'm okay with people not liking me, but it's just like there's certain things you can not like me on, and I have a couple of rules and exemptions. For that 8-second clip that Nick Kirby just posted, that's not one you can not like me on. But listen, if that's the one he wanted to use, he can go ahead and use it. I'll go find a. No, I won't say that.
Let's look at the caption. So we got Tom, former host of the show. Tom,
Yeah.
said, "Chin up, Elliot. It's not over in any form or fashion." Comment on that. No, nothing.
No.
Twitter account at Jimmy_C777 said Elliot is a Reds fan. That's what he is.
That's right.
Comment on that. All right. This season was over the day that they didn't sign an outfielder pinch hitter.
Do you
So-
sign a pinch hitter?
I guess.
Is that a position on the free agent?
Yeah.
Tanner
Luis
said,
Arias?
I'm not sure if he was delusional or strong for holding out this long.
Oh, so he agrees. Season is over.
I don't know. Congratulations on holding out till May 23rd. All it takes is one win streak. Let's check in on the win streak
Where
count.
are we at now?
Check in.
Oh.
Ooh, 1L. 1L.
12 away.
That's a good bit, man. That's a good bit.
1L away.
I feel like the clip is misleading. Because he did
think-
say
Is it?
right
'Cause
after.
Elliott said the
Like,
season
I
is
said
over.
the season was over, but I also
But
said
he
the
said if they
season's
win today,
back
it's
on.
back
It's
on.
if they win today. Where was that in the clip?
It would have been too long.
You're right.
long.
It would have been up to
9
10
seconds.
9
Yeah.
seconds. Way too long. It's all right. Kirby's favorite thing. Kirby's not even a Reds fan. He just likes to beat down on other fans to show that he's right.
You are very mad at Nicholas Kirby right now.
He just wants Nick. Listen, Nick. If there was an award for being most right, Nick Kirby would win it. Most right while the team sucks. Kirby would win every award.
How about
on
this,
the sun.
Kirby? If you're watching right now, get in the chat. Can we get you live on the show? Can we get you
that'd be
live on
great.
the show? And we could bury this hatchet. We could settle this right here and now. Kirby, let us know if you're live in the chat. We'll send you a link. We'll get you on the show in these final 20 minutes, and we'll let you hash it out with I think Elliot is upset. I think he's upset.
I can see the steam coming off his head from over here.
Well, here's the thing.
It's almost cartoony. Like
I'm
there's a
okay
train
with
horn
it.
and
Like
all.
Nick Kirby was trying to get clicks. He's done a lot of things to get clicks. Like if he's filming guys not signing autographs, that's what we do here. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to sit here and take this, I would like a little reasonable explanation. That's all. 8 seconds doesn't feel like a long enough clip for what I said.
I did send
probably
the
is
link
watching.
already, so I mean, if he's
No chance
listening.
he comes on. No chance he comes on.
Yes, Casey will send you a link. If you want to hop on, Kirby, just click on that link and come in. We gotta bury this right where it is. I don't like negative energy in
Animosity
Chatterbox.
from over there.
A lot. Listen, you're right. You can see the steam coming out like a cartoon train horn. Like,
And I said I'm going to be on the Reds today, and he told me that I was the problem.
It's true. I did say that. But now I need you on my side, so I take it back. And the Tigers are really good.
They are.
is this the most discord that the Chatterbox crew has had since the Vegas video? Is this the most discord we've had since the Vegas video?
Probably.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Are we gonna make it all right? Are we gonna make it out from this?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Still waiting on those vlogs.
We always are, aren't we? I don't even know where. I'll talk to somebody about that later.
Mr. Mo says I'm the king of strays. Am I the king of strays?
You're pretty good
I
at
think
it.
you're pretty good at just
You're pretty-
directly taking shots at people.
I was gonna say I don't think they're strays. I
Yeah.
think I'm not, and I won't take king. I'll take prince. I'll take prince of strays.
Prince
I'm
of
opening up the
direct
phone
shots.
lines, by the way, as we wait for more stuff.
Phone lines are getting opened. I'm trying to find out on SCOTTIE Scheffler.
They're live right now.
They are live.
The press conference is live.
Call-ins are up here.
888-513-CBOX. 888-513-CBOX. 888 because that's the number you have to dial.
The
513
Louisville
for
Mayor,
Cincinnati.
the Louisville Mayor
C-Box,
Craig,
'cause that's
the
what it
Louisville
is.
Mayor Craig Greenberg says there is no known video of the initial interaction between Scheffler and the Louisville police.
Wow.
On this,
They
on
baited
the
us.
Golf Channel right now, it says Louisville Mayor and Louisville PD press conference and ensuing video regarding arrest of Scottie Scheffler.
They're baiting it.
So maybe
it's
it is
just
a
the
bait and
arrest.
switch.
So it's just the arrest.
So you just have to watch the cop talk about the arrest and no video.
It's not the irreparable damage to his
I
pants.
want to see those torn up pants, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I want to see them.
Can they post them on like eBay or something?
At least let me
Someone
buy
can
the
buy
pants. I'll frame those pants and put them in my basement.
You think you'd be the first? Do you think you'd be the first person on the internet to buy someone else's torn up pants?
No.
I think that's a common thing. I don't think you'd be the first.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a darker place of the internet where you normally buy those pants.
I have a pair of pants on the wall in my basement.
Whose pants?
Hayden Hurst's pants from the AFC Championship game.
You know what's funny? So the MLB, the Cubs the MLB auction website has this, and I turned to everyone last year, and I wanted to buy Cody Bellinger's pants.
I love that.
They were selling for $50.
Yeah.
They were game-worn pants. He went over 4 with 2 Ks.
Everyone
in the
has a
game.
jersey. Buy the pants.
gotta buy
Right.
the
Well,
pants
they're a
if
lot
he hits a
cheaper than the
homer, yeah.
jersey. And he went 0 for 4 with 2 Ks, and I asked everyone that worked at Chatterbox at the Times, is it weird if I buy Cody Bellinger's pants? And collectively they said yes. So I was like, all right, well, I'm buying Cody Bellinger's
it's
pants.
cool.
I want those pants. Or I want Dansby's knickers. I want Dansby's short pants.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
A new comment under Nick Kirby's tweet. Right now, let's not focus on wins, please. Just have our important guys play well and grow. Reset next year and go from there. Still will watch the remaining 113 games and root for them. Go Reds.
But
Whoever
we're
that guy
resetting.
is, with all due respect, don't watch the rest of the Red
Oh,
season. Don't
You know what
watch all
that?
113
You know what that sounds
games.
like?
You're
It
gonna
says
watch
It's not
most of
about the wins or the losses,
like one
but it's
fan
about the
maybe.
friends we made along the way.
You made more friends along the way this year or last year with the Reds.
Me?
Yeah.
I was a pariah last year. I feel like there was a time there was a time where I was getting along with Reds fans because I would do, when they were winning, I would do still my little trolls, but I would also feel like I'd make decently valid points. Now there's nothing to do because there's no valid points to make other than just be a little troll, be a little silly boy. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing.
I like it. I respect
Dear
it.
Reds fans, that's where it all started. That's where it all started.
Can you write a letter to Reds fans?
What?
You should write a letter to Reds fans.
I did last year, and
Okay.
it was played about 40,000 times over the course of a year.
About a year early.
Right, I should have done
If we ran it now,
You think-
about this year, it would be
Everyone's
about
taking
head
the
on.
over on that 80.5 games.
You think they're
You're not going to win 80.5 games. That's competitive baseball.
It's literally just a year early.
Tough. Elliott's so defeated.
Elliot is so upset.
That's okay. I'm not upset.
There's hate in your heart right now.
I am happy. I feel the joy. Can you feel the love tonight? I'm feeling it right now. That's for sure. I'm ready to roll, baby.
14 more minutes until you get pretty happy about our video. I think you're going to be happy about that.
Just a
Good
reminder,
turnout.
we are dropping Elliot down at GABP at 12 o'clock. Our first Man on the Street video. That'll be, we'll redirect you straight from this show. We will be live at 110 for members to watch the Reds game. I think we're going to sprinkle some scratch on that game. So we'll have some bets to
Here's the
cheer
worst
on.
part. Here's the worst part about it all. Here's the worst part about it all. Because
snaps.
Kirby can do this, and he can put the little pencil emoji with the hand. Like, we're gonna come back to it. If the Reds like lose 30 in a row here, and
We'll
I
never
go
see
back
that
to
tweet
that
again.
tweet, and I do the thing, he's like, "Well, you root for your team to lose, don't you?" So it's like it's a win-win for him. So good. I'm happy for him. He got his victory.
Well, that emoji could also be taken as like noted, like you're doubting us, or noted, I'm done too.
Yeah, but I
And
think
that's what he
I
could say.
think we know which side.
I think
Nick
we
Kirby's
know.
on.
I think we know which side.
Should I just call Kirby and put him on speaker?
No, he's not gonna answer. You
I
can
think
call-
Elliot should call him.
You could. I'm not calling him. You can try to call him. He's not going to answer the phone.
By the way, phone lines are open
Phone
for
lines
everyone in
are
the chat.
open.
Phone lines are open.
I don't think the video is that bad. I'm Team Kirby in this one. You declared the season dead. Are we in the clicks business? Are we in the journalism business?
I don't know. It depends.
Elliot's a big J over there. He
Elliot
doesn't do
wants
any
the
of
full
this
story.
clickbait,
Elliot wants the full story.
bit tweets.
It's getting some good
None of
traction.
Kirby said, "Send me a link." Is
I
the link
did.
sent?
I did. I
link
sent it
is
to his
sent,
Twitter.
Kirby.
Send it to your Twitter.
Link is sent.
Louisville Mayor and Louisville PD have left the podium. No video has been shown. I think the
Oh,
press conference is
no.
over.
Baited.
Oh no!
Detective Gillis did not have his body camera operational, as is our policy. Then why do you have the body camera, pal?
And why say that
It's
you're going to
funny
release
how
the
when
video?
something like that happens, the body cameras don't work.
The real fun thing about the arrest papers is that they checked the boxes that said the body camera was on. So when they turned in the arrest papers at 6:30 a.m. or whatever that was, before they found out it was SCOTTIE Scheffler, they
I'm
said
s-
they had video.
I'm starting to think that the pants weren't damaged at all.
I think he got an extra pair of pants out of this whole thing.
An extra pair of $80
My
pants.
buddy's stacking $80 khakis.
It's tough. Rearing needs a body camera at GABP.
I'll bring one.
Probably does. To be honest
I'll
with you.
start bringing one. I'm gonna.
Oh,
Get,
after this, I mean, you might
Yeah.
be a pariah there.
I
You're
think.
not allowed.
I think it might be. Huh?
You know how big Nick Kirby's fan base is? You're not allowed back at Great American Bowl.
Oh, probably not. Probably not.
You're toast.
It is. I'm in a tough position right now. I'm gonna try to get through it. I'm gonna try to deal with the circumstance at hand, but I'm putting on a brave face.
If they win today, you need to declare the playoffs back on
Ooh,
tomorrow.
ooh.
Oh,
If they win
I'm
the
gonna make some- I'm gonna make some
eight-second
World
video-
Series.
Gonna be great.
8-second video of you saying the season's all the way back.
Yeah.
Yes.
8 seconds, 7 seconds. Got to be shorter. Got to edge it.
You're
out.
right. You're right.
Say whatever you want to say, but really fast too. Just
Season's back on.
That's it.
That's it.
Sub-
That's
Captions.
captions. Isn't Kirby Elliott's boss? Sure. We can say that. We can say it. Kirby can be my boss.
We don't have a flow chart here.
If he wants that power, we can have it. We can give it away.
We don't have a flow chart.
I can make Jacob my boss too. Jacob, you want to be my boss?
I don't think so. I'm all right. That seems like a lot.
Yeah, I think it would be.
I don't want to hand. I don't have to deal with you.
Kirby asked for a
That's
link
smart.
and he hasn't been on yet. We do need a flow chart here.
I gave him a link.
We sent him a link. We sent you a link, Nick. You know, I don't know. I just want to see this happen. I think I'm on
I do
Team
too.
Kirby. I think I'm on Team Kirby. I think that was a good video. It's gonna get clicks.
Can we get a ring? Just have them fight it out. C-box boxing. C-boxing.
See boxing. Ooh, I like it.
Has a media company that ever done like a boxing
I don't think
pay-per-view?
so. No.
Not that
I think
of.
it's easy to register fights in West Virginia. We could just drive right over
Yeah,
the
let's go
border.
to West Virginia. We'll call it like R&R.
Yeah.
Read and rearing.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
it. That's it.
Yes.
Maybe we can get Conseco on too.
Oh!
Conseco's trying to fight people left and
That'd
right.
be awesome.
Do you see your guy Antonio Brown? Turns out he is filed
my
for.
guy.
Huh?
It's my guy.
Well,
It is your guy. CT ESPN
they had it first.
filed for bankruptcy.
Dove Kleiman tweeted AB's bankruptcy statement, and CT ESPN quote tweeted it and said, "We had it first," because he tweeted about his own bankruptcy last week.
Is CT ESPN filing for bankruptcy or just
No,
Antonio
that
Brown?
was made very clear. CT ESPN is doing fine
Good, okay.
and making money, but AB is broke. $55 million in his NFL career. He has below $50,000 in his account now. We're scrambling.
Do we have it? We are getting him on. Should
Do we have it?
Should I introduce this conversation like Bruce Buffer?
Yes. Yes. Heights
we
and weights, hometowns.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't know about all that, but I'm just excited that we finally get to the bottom of this. See, a video dropped not too long ago on our social media platform by our director of media, Nicholas Kirby. It's an 8-second clip declaring that Elliott Rearing said the season was dead. He did say those words, but Elliott would like to acknowledge that there is context to what he said. So we're going to get down. Elliott does not like that this video is posted. And without further ado, we have Nicholas Kirby, host of Chatterbox Reds, and my good friend, and your good friend. Nick, it's good to see you on this lovely Thursday afternoon, and I'm going to get you over to Elliott in a second. But before we allow Elliott, because he's been able to say some things over the last 10 minutes, do you have anything to say about the video that was posted?
Just doing my job, posting
That's right.
videos of clips from the show to try to get some interactions. Looks like it's doing pretty well, getting some interaction. So I don't think I used AI or anything. I think this was legitimately Elliott speaking words. I think Elliott also, like 5 times after that, repeated that the Red season was dead. So, when I say something on a show, I stand by it. I would hope Elliott would do the same.
Ellie Roo,
Hey.
chance to respond.
Yeah, I'll respond right here, and I'll say that, sure, I said it. I also said if they won tonight, the season would be back on. I also gave an explanation as to why the season is dead. Both of those things, I would feel like add context to me declaring the season over. What say you, Nick?
You said it was dead. Either it's dead or it's so hard because you say so much. It's like you flip-flopped. I don't know what you're joking, what's serious. The fact that you said it was dead like 5 times made me think that this one was serious, but I apologize because sometimes it's really hard to understand what is real, what's a bit, what's not.
Yeah, and that is hard. It's difficult. That's why I keep them guessing. I always keep them guessing. You never know where I am. That's why any real opinion I have, it's hidden under layers of sarcasm and deceit. That's what I do. That's my bit. That is my shtick. So, yeah, you are correct. I did declare the season over. That is real. But my whole thing was I feel like if we added maybe even 4 more seconds either way, to the back end or the front end, I feel like it would have added some context. And I feel like that would have helped people be like, okay, maybe it is dead. Let's see why. Not let's go to what's this guy's name, and this guy says who's Elliott and who cares. I hope that guy has a great day. I don't know who that is, but I hope he's one of your guys, and I hope you don't stick him on me.
I would never want anyone to stick on you. I was just, doing my job, posting clips. I don't. What am I supposed to do? Put the whole 2 hours into a Twitter clip?
No, I feel like an extra minute would have been good. Like a 1 minute. Like 1 minute.
I'll
30
go back
seconds.
and see. I'll go back and see what was said after that. I feel like it was kind of jumbled after that, so it really was. Sometimes just at the start you have to end to make it flow well.
Yeah, listen. I'll go. You're telling me I'm waiting so I can go back for it in the next 6 minutes. I've been waiting for it for the past half hour so I can go back and see what happens before and after I say those exact words, and I could be wrong. Just like I'll admit when I'm wrong. No question about it. But I'd like to be on the wall with Herb Street. I think you've done the little keeping notes of. I think I'm on with Herb Street, so I'm in great company there. But I will say this. What's the downside for you if the Reds just suck? Because I feel like if the Reds suck and then I look back at that tweet after you did the little thing and then I do the little thing, then you're gonna look at me and say, well, at least I don't root for the Reds to lose. But I don't root for the Reds to lose. All I'm saying is that what I'm seeing isn't very good.
No, I mean you have by far the more chance of being right. I mean, if you want to after 49 games declare the season dead, I mean they probably have a 7 to 10% chance of it not being dead. So, I mean, you got a 93% chance of being right. So, I personally would like to see it play out a little bit more than 49 games, but, to each their own.
I listen, all I'm saying is that if you would have posted that with a little bit of an explanation, I would have been like, oh, that's true. That's what I said. Boom, let's do it. But I feel like, Nick, that was a little bit of clickbaity Nick. I feel like that was a little bit of let's get Elliott on the hot seat right now, and we'll send my minions after him. And listen, the Nick Kirby boost is a very real thing. The people that follow you, they follow you for good reason. You're the Reds expert here in Cincinnati. There's no question about that. I'm just saying I'd like to defend myself in front of these people.
Sorry, next time I'll try to make clips that don't get as many interactions. That'll be my goal next time, is to make sure everyone's happy and content and feels good and comfortable with themselves. It might be at the cost of the company, but hey, I want everyone to make sure they go home feeling good about themselves, even if they make a take.
That was good. Okay. That's all.
Thanks for coming on.
Moderator, listen, you got anything?
Here's what I'll say.
It's a father of three.
Here's what I'll say about this whole situation. Kirby did a fantastic job. That's not the first time that Elliott declared the season dead. So let's not act like that was the first time they've done that.
He could have clipped the one I said after opening day when they won. He could have said, because I think I said it was dead then too. He could have clipped all of them. In fact, the better video would have been just a montage of me saying the season's over and over and over again, because I think I declare it after every single game.
I don't know if it's a better.
That's a fantastic idea.
That is
a fantastic idea.
For what it's worth, is the video's doing very well, and that is what we're doing here. We're trying to get people to view our content, the more eyeballs that see our content, and the video is good. And I don't know. Elliott doesn't like being the negative fan, though he is being the negative fan.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I'm very much the negative fan. I make that very clear. I'm a pessimist at heart. Everybody knows that. I'm just saying, when you put my pessimistic thoughts out on the internet, I just want the 10 seconds before. Now, what's gonna be damning is if I look back and the 10 seconds before is nonsense, Kirby's gonna be right, and then I'm still a loser. So I can lose doubly here, and I don't want to do that. That's what I'm afraid of. But we got to end this video in 2 minutes for the other video. So, Kirby, Nick, thank you for coming on. I know you're a father.
He knows you're a father.
I'll see everyone at 3:40.
See you, buddy. See you. All right, Kirby will be on post-game show, per usual. That is so just a reminder, right after this show, coming off in 2 minutes, we are going to go live. We're going to premiere a video with the man who just declared the season dead. Elliott Rearing is going to be talking to Cincinnati Reds fans. He did so 2 days ago. And, that video will publish directly. We'll get sent to that. So be sure to watch that video. Give it a like. Give it a comment. Subscribe. Do all the good things. We will be live with members for first pitch. Man, I said it right that time. It's supposed to be kickoff, tip-off,
opening serve.
Right, all those things. But that'll be right around 1 o'clock, 1:10, right before first pitch happens. So feel free, if you're a member, to watch the game with us. It'll be a lot of fun. And then Chatterbox Reds will be in the 9th inning, starting in the 9th inning. Anything else, Casey? You're looking at me like, stop talking.
No. I was. You can wrap it up or whatever.
We have 2 super chats. I don't think we acknowledge either one of them. Both coming from Chi-Town Real Estate. I love how Elliott comes with passion every day. And that's right. Elliott does come with passion every single day, even when the passion is to cancel the season. And he said, for another $5, I got your back, E-Train. I got your back.
Who is my back? Chi-Town? Thank you very much, Chi-Town. I love you very much.
All right. So that concludes Off the Bench. We'll be back tomorrow. Box Lunch will be tomorrow. We'll see you guys at 1. Stay tuned. We are going to premiere. Elliott, does this have a title? Man on the Street? Does it have a title?
Not official. Like no.
Nothing catchy. Nothing catchy. All right. Stay tuned. That'll premiere right after this. We'll see you guys later on. We'll see the members later on watching the Reds game together. See you guys.